Are you plugged in? I'm plugged in.
Hello. And welcome to the Den of Tools.
Oh, Steve snags first.
Awesome. Hey, Steve.
Howdy ho, guys and gals. Welcome to Tool Talk Live every Sunday night with Jeff and the missus and
I have gum in my mouth.
Oh, look, she's plumb tuckered out.
Yeah, well, she's had food. In about 20 minutes, she'll be like, I need to go outside. I need to go outside. I need to go outside.
20 minutes, usually like 5.
Hey, Steven. Hello, Barbecue 76. Hope you're having a great Sunday. Hope everyone's having a great week.
Howdy, Luke. How are you doing tonight? Oh, let's see here. What's
AceFire325 says, hello, Bear. It's been a while. It has.
It has been a while.
Andrew Miller says, good evening. And we're talking. Like I can hear us. Dewey Did It 2 says, what's up? It says beat fam. It's where we beat each other. We are good. Guy YouTuber says hi. Esro says hi. Didiz says, greetings from Wisconsin. Hey,
Di.
How is Wisconsin doing?
Yeah.
Dr. Falcon says, happy Sunday all.
Hope you're not in Kenosha.
Steven said, how did the yard sale go? Steven, we're just not going to talk about it.
It
okay?
was pretty
terrible.
sad. Honestly. We had terrible turnout. I don't know what was going on. Maybe it's just later in the year kind of stuff.
Maybe. I mean, yeah. I don't know. But it's not the end of the world. We got rid of some stuff. And, it was a good weekend in general. The most exciting thing for me that happened this weekend is my washer and dryer are finally hooked up properly.
And running.
And it is so exciting. I think I'm on like my 4th or 5th load of laundry. It's super exciting.
How long is it going to take you to stop collecting quarters for the laundromat?
I actually stopped doing that. I started. So most of you know that I love coins. And when Jeff pays for things, he usually doesn't pay exact change because he knows that I like the change back. So I got.
Not only do I not pay exact change, I collect the change in one spot in my truck. And then at some point, the change fairy comes and just cleans me out.
Yeah. So I get super excited and then I steal all the change.
You have dinosaurs on your head.
I do. Last week I had dinosaurs on my head. I kind of liked it. So I did it again.
Okay.
So I have a jar where each time you put the coins in, it counts it up. And then, as most of you know, last weekend I went to an auction and I got a coin sorting machine.
Is that what that thing is?
Yeah. The cool thing is, like, most people have the coin sorters where there's like tubes that like the quarters, the nickels, the dimes. This has like 3 or 4 layers of them. So it can fill up like 4 things of pennies and 4 things of quarters.
You need a 12-step program.
No, I need more coins. That's what I need. Anyways, so not saving quarters for the laundry anymore. And I'm super excited to be doing all of the laundry in America.
Hey, Brett. Brett says, hey, Bear family. Hope all is well. It is. We are doing
good.
much better. Much better now we got out of the heat. Mm-hmm. Now, wait. I'm going to show you this because she called me a liar. So we're going to look at Livingston, Montana weather. Sunday, it says 43 now.
Mm-hmm. He was trying to tell me it said
29.
It did not.
At one point, it said 29.
39. It said
29 because I was like, that's below freezing.
You know, when you get older, sometimes your mind starts to go.
And then you take a shovel to someone.
AceFire325 says, I just got my ham technician license. Going to Harbor Freight tomorrow to start building a Yagi antenna. Yad?
Oh, yeah. Yagi style.
That's really cool. That was actually the other thing that I almost bought at the auction was there was a ham radio setup. And I thought it was.
You didn't?
I thought it was certain someone. Somebody else went higher than I wanted to go.
Yeah, they went to $2.
I'm very thrifty. That's how we afford the other expensive things in our lives.
That's true. Because I'm not.
He's like, where are the dollars? Let's go spend them. Dr. Falcon says, usually late summer yard sales don't do well. Yeah. I think that's really true. The good news is the stuff that I think is, of any value. If I really think it's a value, I can sell it online. I think most things I'm not going to do that with. I have a really great family friends who have a secondhand store. And so So if there's anything, that's where it'll go. And especially during the winter when people don't really do yard sales here, because who wants to freeze outside? They just go to the secondhand store. So it gets to whoever needs it to have its best life with the next person. John Person says, hello, everybody from Wisconsin.
Hello.
Ethereal Project. Hey, says, hello from Washington. Take a break from turning the handles for your tap wrench to come to the live stream.
Well, we're glad you could make it.
So much. Russ Bain says, hello. Have you had issues with ordering online from Harbor Freight and it forever to get it? Or do you mean like, did we have like issues as far as
did it take a long time to get it?
Shipping? I think that we have had that.
Well, a lot of people have been commenting that it's taking a long time to get stuff, but I talked to other forums where people like ordering stuff from Home Depot and Lowe's and other places. Apparently it's taking forever from everyone. If you go on Amazon, when you order from Amazon, because like we're Amazon Prime members, and it says, 2-day delivery, and then a disclaimer pops up saying, due to the circumstances of the times and what's going on with this year, it could take longer than it is. It's taking longer than it's supposed to. Everything is.
Well, and I mailed out the items from the giveaway, and I sent tracking information. I just realized I sent tracking information to half the people, but one of the people that I sent the tracking information to was like, hey, I still haven't gotten it. And we looked, and it was like significantly delayed. Like it didn't get lost. It was just like taking forever.
Oh, speaking of which, can you hand me that red box down there?
Nope. Which one? The little one or the big one?
The little one. They don't get to see.
I was in the middle of talking.
You'd actually pause for a hot second.
It's called breathing.
Well, you shouldn't do that.
I'm totally a fan of it. Steven says, yay, clean laundry at home. It is like so exciting. I am a super dork and I love doing laundry. I do not love putting it away, but I love cleaning it. Barbecue. No. Barbecue 76 said, I did a thing today because of the heat and the wildfire smoke. I cooked on a stovetop with a skillet. It was strange. I bet your house is really hot now too, huh? That's what we've been battling. It's like, what's an alternative way?
It was bad when I drove up here. Was it just last week? I guess it was just last week.
Sunday, you right?
Last Sunday, a week ago today. I'm still recovering. When I drove up, it about a third of the way into Utah, it started getting hazy. And I thought it was just because of the heat, because they were just hitting the low 90s. I thought maybe this is a heat haze or something. And by the time we got to Salt Lake City, I'm like, this looks like, because I spent enough time in California, this looks like fire haze. And sure enough, by the time we got up here, it was, the sun was a glowing red disc in the sky. You could look directly at it. It was gorgeous to look at, but it was bad, definitely bad to breathe. So we've had some clear days. We've had some not so clear days since then. So, that's how it goes. Real quick. So what I was talking about before is, and I mentioned this in the video, if you saw the video for this thing, we're going to be giving this away later tonight.
Oh,
I'm still surprised it's from Aki.
I want to play with it.
You can play with it right now.
I'm going to play with it before we give it away. Joshua Delgado says, Den of Tools. Hey, Bear.
Hey, how's it going?
Think about the new Milwaukee tools that's going to come out, like the impact wrench. There are 3 new impact wrenches. Our get one, make review about it. I think you talked last time. Let us know. Basically asking, are we going to do a review?
Am I going to do a review on it?
I like this, the how to use me.
Yes. Okay. How do I answer? I have an issue with Milwaukee tools and it's with their marketing department. I think the tools look great. And I think those super compact, low impact and mid impacts, I think they're, do you see it's digital on top? You change the torque setting.
Oh.
And that's very clever.
So why are we giving my toy away?
Yes. Anyway. Because Chaka Gillis just gave us $2 saying different Sunday, but rugby is still garbage.
That's right. 3, 2, 1. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. Maybe I should just make this sound.
I think everyone would prefer that. So,
having fun with this.
one of the things I get called out on a lot of people call me a shill because I talk about Harbor Freight and they send me stuff. They don't talk about any of the other tool companies that send me stuff because lots of tool companies send me stuff. And the fact of the matter is that most decent size and larger tool channels, in fact, any kind of review channel, get sent product from manufacturers. There's just no way to have a serious budget and buy it all yourself unless you have a huge backing behind you and you have other media and stuff. We're not.
Oh,
no.
Yeah, probably stop writing checks.
I know. You think we have a huge team behind the whole, Den Tools thing, but it really is just us. I know. Surprise. That said, what are you doing down there?
How do we get it out?
You pull. No, on the chuck this thing right here. You pull that out. And that comes out.
Oh, fancy.
Wow. That's my wife. So anyway, and I strive and have since day one to be very 100% upfront and honest about who's sent what or whether it's a sponsored video or whatnot. And I've never at any point, made any kind of agreements that, hey, I won't say this or I won't say that when reviewing the product. And I've talked to Milwaukee. Several different people of Milwaukee have reached out to me. And when I bring up the fact that I fully disclose and I won't take editorial review, I never hear back from them.
Like
ever.
Major crickets.
Yeah. I've never gotten a second call back from anybody at Milwaukee. And I've been contacted by people at Milwaukee at least a dozen times to review their products. And they're not the only ones, but they are not the only ones. But I won't do a review for anybody that says, A, we get editorial comments, we editorial edit rights of, what you're saying about us, or B, that the other thing is that they don't want you, I would say they never actually said, we don't want you to say that you got this from us. But I tell everyone that this is what I do. You can see it in all my videos. And they're one of the few who've been like, all right. And then the other thing I see then is reviewers who get tools from them that are, let's see, they're either pre-release or they're day one, which means there's really no feasible way for them to have gone out and actually purchased the tool on their own. So they clearly got it from somebody else or from the manufacturer, and they don't disclose it. And Milwaukee continues to work with those people. I have a problem with that. It's an ethical issue. So that's one of the reasons why I don't do a lot of Milwaukee reviews, is because don't. Well, the same regards, I probably shouldn't do Harbor Freight ones because I'm pretty pissed at their marketing department too. That whole going out of business soon thing. Okay, it's not going out of business soon. It's, what do they call it? The liquidation sale.
I was going to say
hate
liquidation
that.
sale.
Anyway, I know, big long rant on my soapbox there about it, but I do cover Milwaukee from time to time, but I leave it till the Milwaukee fanboys to do most of that stuff because it's just it gets my hackles up.
Acefire 325 with the $2 super chat says, remember to like, subscribe, and have a great day. Thank you so much. So cover your ears if you're sensitive. 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. Thank you. I also wanted to say, Mater's Workshop, I did see your comment. It says, I see Mrs. DeBear is trying to screw things up tonight, as always.
As always. Andrew says, it ain't your money anymore. I think he's talking about the change. Yeah. That's what happens when you get married. Steve says, I picked up a Vizio soundbar at a garage sale for $15. Works great. I've had a couple of Vizio soundbars. I think for the money, they're really hard to beat. They're excellent. Much better than the sound that comes out of the back of one of those flat screens. He says, by the way, Daughter Raw will be here later. She couldn't get her usual end of show. Oh, that's too bad.
I know. With all of the storms and things, she has to, she'll just be late.
Fred says, I'm here for the beer. Can you believe about that bear taking down Buffalo? Do you know what kind of bear it was? I think the bear was brown, not black. Oh, it was definitely not a black bear. No, that was a grizzly that took them down. And it was not a full-size buffalo. I think it was I won't say it was a juvenile. It was like let's call it teenager.
Oh my gosh.
Or maybe a smaller female. It was not as big as some of the big.
What is in your
bisons.
snout?
Oh my gosh.
She's got something in her snout.
Did you get bit on the nose by something else again?
She's got fur. Did you like? She
you
snorted.
sniff yourself?
She
Come here.
snorted her own fur.
Come here. Come here.
Bella, go to Dad.
Come here. Come on. Hi. Say hi to
Okay.
everyone.
Oh,
Come here. Up.
okay.
Yeah, you get on mom.
Yep. You're insane.
Fred says the delay is because of the post office.
It's
Oh, they're
okay.
all taking
It's
over.
okay. It's
Steve
okay.
says it didn't take long for the through night flashlight to get to me. That's cool. Things getting to
Yes.
Michigan pretty soon.
Yes, but it's weird because I think the other person was also in Michigan.
Oh wow. There goes that theory.
But it was a larger package.
Robert says, morning. Oops, save that for tomorrow. Yes, that's for tomorrow. And Joshua says, any tools you may get and make reviews on which brand
already
will
read
be.
that.
Oh, okay. Oh, I did get a drill from Menards, and I do owe you guys a review on that tool. And let's see what else. There was some other stuff. I can't remember. Oh, I still have to do the earthquake review. The earthquake electric ratchet. I bought that at the non-parking lot sale. Fred says in Colorado, we have been having poor air quality for over a month. At one point, we couldn't see the mountains to the west. Yeah, there's been days like that here. And the mountains west of us are
like
5 miles away. And Mater's Workshop, I've got a problem fixed for uploading the videos. I had to verify longer than 15 minutes video. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry about that. It's been so long since I remember since I had to deal with that issue. You just got to get validated or whatever, and they let you upload the longer videos. Sorry about that. He'd contact me, say he was having problems uploading some videos, and I went through a whole bunch of technical stuff, and of course it was something simple.
I'll be back. The dog is losing her mind.
Barbecue 76 says, you know what, the Bears don't mess with the hippo. Nice.
That's right. Don't mess with it.
Di says, what's everyone eating? Black bean hummus and pita chips here. I had Taco Bell, and I'm not feeling proud of it or happy with it. Yeah. Misfit 74. Hey, he's back. Yes, I am back. It's so good. So good to be back. So we did the garage sale, and we scheduled it a little earlier. A lot of people are working and stuff, and they like to go before work and whatnot. So I scheduled it for 7. Had a few early birds show up, but you could see your breath in the morning, which for me, seeing your breath in August it's a unique experience. Fred says, I believe we're down to 6 fires in Colorado. The biggest is the Pine Gulch fire, which is the second biggest fire in state history. For my home state, pray for Lake Charles, Louisiana. Oh, yeah, the hurricane and stuff down there. That is insane. We watched some footage from it. I was having the kids watch it because they've never seen or really understood what a hurricane can do. And they were just, we watched one part where it hit a office building and just sucked the window panes right out and everything in the office right out. They were starting to understand what kind of volume of force we're dealing with there. And Blind Toolman says, in Nebraska, we got buffalo running loose, escaped from a ranch. Gee, at first I'm like, buffalo in Nebraska? What? I went to high school in Nebraska. I went to elementary school for a while in Nebraska, eastern Nebraska, over near, just outside of Omaha. Michael Jennings says, Bauer half-inch impact, $89 with coupon, lowest price. Sorry, dude, I don't memorize the prices. Your best bet is going over to Harbor Freight coupon database, looking it up. They do have a history of the price of the price. I think I don't remember. Is that the cord or the cordless or the corded? I can't remember at that price which one it is. Steven says very true about the soundbar out of being better than TV speakers, and that was Frank that won the trimmer. Oh, okay. And so what drill did you get for my work? Just the basic cordless drill driver. I think it's the brushed. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember which one, to be honest. It's still in the box. I need to unbox it because I got it right before I left and left for Vegas. And then, I haven't had a chance this past week to take a look at it. Scorpion Sunday says, hello, Bear family. Welcome back, Big Bear. Thank you, sir. It's good to be back. Blind Toolman says, I'm amazed every time I see my breath. Oh my gosh. See, I put the through night on my nightstand the other night when we had storms coming through. I turned it on in the very dark room and it lit it right up. Yeah, That is good. You aim it right up at the ceiling. You get that nice, indirect light, just covers everything. Michael. Hey, Michael's in the house. He says, I had a project today. Power supply unit in a desktop quit working. Had to take it out, change some parts in it, and refit back to the computer. Now playing nice. Man, I'm trying to remember what I did. One time I just smoked a power supply, and to the point where it was chugging like it was the weirdest thing. It was like it was definitely the blue smoke kind of thing, and it was coming out of the back, out of the vent, like a column. It was going thump thump thump, like a train kind of thing, like just marching out the back. And I remember I cross-wired something, and I'm trying to remember what it was. It was, man, that was so weird. What was that I plugged that thing into? It was a long time ago I did that. I was not happy about that. Steve says, LL, that's exactly what I did too. Let's see here. Nervous Nick says, this is a fake channel. He's on the take from Harbor Freight. They pay him for good reviews. Hey, Nervous Nick, you know what libel is? Yeah, that's what you just did. Let's see here. Only one Mr. X and one Mr. Y. I'm still at work. The truck is completely out of order. Oh, that's bad. Sergeant Joe Smith in the house. Who is the guy? And where's Jesse and the kid? I know, right? Jess ran off. Where'd you go? I don't know where. Hope she's coming back. But yet, I hope she brings ice. And the squids have ensconced themselves. Well, first we made them clean their room. They were very terribly upset about that. And I don't know what they're doing right now. They just had dinner. Oh, she's come back. Look at that.
What did you say about me?
Everything.
Lies, mostly. Daughter Brass says, shh, I'm not here. That's right.
Chaka, somewhat nervous, Nick. It's good money. Come on. Just so you all know, for anybody who isn't listening and isn't on the Kool-Aid like Mr. Nick there, is that there's an FCC regulation says that if you get free product or you get paid by somebody, you have to disclose that. We always have, even before they made that ruling. Other channels still don't.
Yep.
But yeah, as I said, it's easy enough to figure out which ones it is. Look at any of the new Milwaukee stuff that comes out. Look at the new Ryobi stuff that comes out. Anybody who had it before it hit store shelves, and they're like, "Oh, look what I got." They don't say where they got it. In fact, not just that, you have to disclose it in the video. It has to be like near the beginning of the video, and you have to disclose it in the video description as well.
Eric Eglish, and I apologize if I pronounced your name incorrectly, says, Den of Tools, watching you now from motel, evacuated for the storm, and power is still off at home. I am super glad that you are safe. The camera seems to be in a slightly different location this week, so I'm sorry that I'm not actually looking at you guys when I'm talking.
So you can see more of Steve.
Yes, you can see Steve. And Dr. Ross says, totally sitting here at work. That's right. If anybody asks, if anybody walks by, she's at work, not here. But really glad you are okay, Eric and Dr. Ross.
Speaking of Steve, well, Steve's cousin, elk season starts next week. I will not be going because it is the archery segment of the festivities. I am not hunting elk with a bow.
No.
First of all, I'm a terrible shot.
Second, it would run away. The second, it heard bow fire.
Well, you have to get pretty darn close too. So, because a bow doesn't have the range that a rifle does.
Yeah, a rifle you can just pop from like
wow,
far away. Yep. Stephen thought you were going to talk to him for a second.
Me?
You said, speaking of Stephen.
Oh, sorry. I almost want to try and make a holder that will hold it straight up and use it as a lantern while camping. That's a great idea. He's talking about the
Sure.
flashlight that he won a couple weeks ago. It's incredibly bright. The Michael says used to freak out troopers overseas when they blew up their 120 volt laptop power supplies on the base's 220 system. Had to open them with a hammer, made the owners go pale. Yeah, you got to know what voltage you're working with. I saw a video. Somebody did a video where they took a car battery, and the guy took like an extension cord, cut the end off the extension cord, hooked it up to the terminals, and just plugged it straight into the wall.
Nope.
It ended poorly. Frank Landgraf says, "Good evening." Backwoods Mechanic says, "Hello, and everyone. This is tradesman country." Eric says, "Good evening. Went to Harbor Freight to buy the Icon wobble extension set, but it was out of stock. They said another store has 6 of them, so maybe tomorrow I'll get there." Yeah, that's the thing these days, trying to find stock on anything they're selling so quickly. Sergeant Joe Smith says, "There's the host with the most." Probably means the hostess with the mostest.
Me. Can you shut your bedroom door, please? They're having a meeting of the minds. Oh, big cowbell. Hey, Griffey, can you come here? Are you on the phone?
Yeah, I was on the phone with Dunk.
Okay, hang on, Dunk, just a sec.
Hey, Big Bear.
Can you read Eric's message?
$9.99 super chat.
No.
Yes, he's
That's
reading it all.
Can I hear Griffin ring the bell,
The
cowbell, please?
Griffey doesn't have his glasses right now.
Yeah.
He left them in Vegas.
So Eric, with the $9.99 super chat, it says, "Can I hear Griffin ring the big cowbell, please?" 3, 2, 1.
Ready for impact.
Ring it.
Nope.
Good job.
Saving Dad's ears.
Good job.
Thank you.
Hey, Griffey, you want to take the phone back so you can talk to your brother?
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you so much. And Griffin was very thrilled to do that.
He's not like Eleanor. He's the considerate child.
He
Eleanor would have gone buck wild.
He is. Oh my gosh. There was a lawn job that wanted us to work on Eleanor's birthday. And they were going to be showing a house, and the house had a lot of deferred lawn maintenance. And Griffin's like, "I don't care how much they want to pay, Mom. It's Eleanor's birthday, and I'm not going to take that from her." I was like, "Okay." Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we quoted them a price, and they're like, I said, and we can do it tomorrow. They're like, "Well, we really need to get it done today." It was a real estate agent. We're like, "Okay, well, we can do it for twice that price if you really need to have it today." You know what? Tomorrow actually might work. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But I just thought it was so sweet. Griffin was like, "It doesn't matter how much it is. It's Eleanor's birthday," which is true. Family comes first.
Wow. Juan says, "My local Harbor Freight was selling the display US General 72 for $9.59 as open box. Thoughts?" Not the most amazing price. If I'm not mistaken, the 72-inch goes for $1,000 when it's on sale. Let me check on that one.
Make sure he's not talking out of his.
Yeah.
I'm fixing my hair. Sorry.
You gonna do mine next?
Yes, yours will be a lot easier. That's what we'll do. We'll shave your head next week. Live.
Live and in person.
Man, I still haven't gotten my hair cut. It needs to happen.
What's going on here?
You've lost your mind.
I know. Totally, haven't I?
Yep.
One moment, please.
So we are looking at that. Blind Toolman says, "I can see Jesse now. Thank you." Ethereal Project says, "I'm doing some updates to my PC this week. Had a Samsung 750 gigabyte HDD. What is that? Hard drive start acting up. Replaced with a 1.5 terabyte of solid state goodness. Also have a 32 gigabyte of RBG RAM on the way." Awesome.
Sorry. So yeah, the 72-inch triple bent cabinets. In fact, I think there's currently a coupon that takes it down to $9.99. So as far as being open box, at $50 off doesn't seem enough for me. I would kindly discuss with the store manager that, hey, I appreciate the offer and that's great and all, But
Do you know there's a coupon out that makes it blah blah blah?
Yeah. Now, to be fair, I don't see any current valid coupons out for it right now. The last one that was out expired on 6/30. The one before that was on 3/20. So let's.
But aren't they honoring them?
No, I think that's over. I think they were only doing that through the end of July.
Oh, I thought it was.
Although you could ask, they did this thing where they sent out a thing saying that they were going to be honoring any current coupons despite expiration. So you might be able to say, well, there's, this one out here right now for $1,000. I get them to come down to $800 or sorry, $900. I was thinking $899. I'll post a link to this coupon here.
It's interesting because that coupon actually says 4/30. So I wonder if the 6/30 was the extended deadline.
Oh, this does say 4/30.
But I know what we were looking at says
it says expired 6/30.
But
Maybe there was another one out there for it.
All
right, where was I? Like Joe Man says that he can see you now.
I already read Ethereal's Backwoods Mechanic is where you are.
Wait, what?
Backwoods Mechanic.
Oh, a lot of people don't like the bear, but he has always been upfront about the free stuff, unlike others. So I can respect that. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And the thing is, here's the other thing. I've never changed my tune on Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight started sending us stuff about a year and a half ago, was it?
Mm-hmm.
And if you go back and you watch my older videos, I didn't change anything I said. I said that there's good stuff. I said there's bad stuff. In fact, when I used to do the monthly catalog reviews, I quite often would go through and say, this is things you want to avoid. This is the things you want to buy. And we've never varied from that. There's still stuff we say quite often that, like I like the Hercules 12-volt stuff. I think they're excellent tools. I don't think the price justifies it. And there's only like 3 or 4, was it 4 of them now? Maybe 5? I don't know. Not enough to not even, especially with the Hercules, not enough to get into that system. So, but you know what? Fanboys don't want to hear that. So, Michael says, as for the flashlight base, it would be duck soup to make said one with a 3D printer. It would be super easy, wouldn't it? Speaking of which, Michael has been making some great stuff with his 3D printer, man. You got to start a channel doing that. You'd make more money than you would on any of your little. He does really incredibly high-tech jobs, stuff that I basically could not even fathom. So I'm just teasing him there, but he does a lot of great stuff with this 3D printer, a lot of electronics related kind of things. Mike Adams says, hi y'all. Howdy, sir. And Scorpion says, I went to Harbor Freight today to get the Yukon 5-tier storage rack, and they told me they did not have them yet as they are a new item. Yeah, that's one of the problems is you never know how long it's going to take to roll out to each individual store. Trent's in the house to, of course, remind us yet again that Makita customer service sucks. I think this the low air quality has been affecting me also. Michael says, Bauer cordless half-inch impact wrench, 89 is buy it now price. Also loved your DIYers buying Pro Tools video. Excellent info. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. And Steven says, as I was going to say, Daughter Raw wants your hair. My hair? She can't have my hair.
Yeah. I wish I could share.
I have so little of
Mine grows so fast and so long. I would totally share.
It does, doesn't it?
It really does. It's like way past my waist at this point, and I need to get it cut. And
you should talk to Christina Marie about styling.
Christina Marie is amazing. Her hair always looks beautiful, and I'm just so not that high maintenance. Like
she's also what does she do? Cosmetologist or something?
She has a cosmetology degree. She just looks beautiful, and she always looks very well put together, and she's just a beautiful person in general. But I am just not going to be one of those ladies.
And that's one of the reasons they married you, dear.
Well, it's just, yeah. I mean, I think it's fun to dress up. It's just not who I am.
Frank says, I have sad news. I will not be returning to work tomorrow. They extended my return for 3 to 4 weeks.
Oh, no.
That's a bummer. I'm sorry to hear that.
Super big hugs.
Sorry, Ethereal says, bless you there, I think.
Thank you.
Maybe.
Yep.
So Ethereal says, your kid's good at playing that cowbell. Christopher Walken would approve. I have a fever, and the only cure
Is more cowbell.
Juan says, I was just wondering if they're going to discontinue the 72-inch. No, I don't see that happening. That's such a huge seller for them. And there's a good leap, even with the new lower prices on the Icon stuff. The 72 is coming in at $1,000. That's a big box. Even at the 22-inch depth, I know people. It's so funny. People are like, real mechanics only use 25-inch, and then they came out the Icon at 25. They're like, well, real mechanics only use 30-inch. Oh my gosh.
It's like real mechanics use what works for them.
Yeah, I'm like, I've seen lots of people in really narrow bays where they don't want a 30-inch cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
And the 73-inch Icon here, price reduced is at $37.99. So let's call it 3,800 times 0.8. So you're at $3,000 on the Icon cabinet with coupon. So 3 times the price. I don't see them getting rid of the 72-inch US General. I think the US General line is their bread and butter. I think the Icon is more like what they call a halo line when it comes to cabinets. It's the stuff that a few people will buy, but it's really just there to show people that they can do it. That's a term I pulled from the automotive industry. A lot of times automotive makers will produce a car, a model of car that they actually lose money on. And they do it just to show off all the tech and everything they have, to show what they can do, what they're capable of.
Mater's Workshop, I did see your comment about your video. I will let Elle know. Thank you for letting me know and reminding me.
Scorpion says, did you get the information on the Harbor Freight credit card? Like, what kind of credit score do you need to get it? I don't know. And it's backed by a bank. So it's pretty much, Harbor Freight doesn't control it precisely. They have some influence into, what based on the agreement that they got into. But once you're into it, I don't know exactly the terms. They don't disclose that kind of stuff. I think it's going to be just like any other credit card. So I think to get one of the bigger cabinets, you're going to need a pretty good credit score. That said, there's an issue pretty much nationwide right now going on with credit scores and stuff because of our crazy labradog. What are you doing down there?
She is having
chewing on her tail
issues.
Anyway, because everyone's losing their jobs going out of work, the economy is going crazy. You got riots in the street. A lot of cities are getting shut down. A lot of the banking institutions are really dialing it back when it comes to issuing new credit. So you may even need a higher score than normal.
Go lay
right
down.
Now.
Lay down.
Chromodynamics, do you have any knowledge of Harbor Freight developing an app for Android or iOS? There is a Harbor Freight. I'm not sure if it's sponsored by Harbor Freight. There is a Harbor Freight coupon app for Android. I was told there was one for iOS. I could not find it. I'm not an iOS person, so I'm actually highly allergic to any Apple products. It's really bad. I break out.
He breaks out in ridiculousness.
In a case of sanity and just say no. Trying to catch up here. Don't forget, by the way, if you type at Dena Tools, it's easier to see the comments that you're talking to me rather than just everybody else. And give me your insight on the Bauer line. I think the Bauer is it's a very solid lower tier DIY line. It's right along the lines of the standard Ryobi kind of stuff. I often recommend for people looking for DIY weekend wear kind of stuff, looking at Cobalt for the higher end stuff. They're great things. They're great tools, but they're a little on the expensive side. And then the kind of Bauer and Ryobi in the middle of the road kind of stuff, depending on which way you want to go with it. Rybie makes some great stuff. Despite what Shaka would say, they do have some tools that are decent enough. Sorry, there's some little glitch over there. But there's some things I don't like about it. I don't want to get too far off the rails here. But the Bauer stuff, basically what I tell people is, if you always find yourself at Home Depot, get the Rybie line. If you always find yourself at Harbor Freight, get the Bauer line. Michael says, me as a presenter, forget it. I would be as welcome as a funeral director at the nursing home. You could go that route, make it a thing. Be very like, this is what we're doing next. Heck, that guy who blows himself up with electronics all the time, I think he hit 1 million subscribers, so you never know. Well, it says there's an upcoming, not published yet coupon for the 72-inch toolbox in September. It's listed on the regular coupons message that just came up on the Insider Track coupon only. Oh,
cool.
Yeah, I've been a little out of it this week with just catching up with things back at the household and whatnot. And then somebody roped me into doing a garage sale.
I don't know what you're talking about.
A terrible garage sale.
Yeah, when I scheduled it, I'm like, whatever happens, let's just make it terrible.
And make him sit out there by himself while she goes back and goes to sleep.
Hey, I dealt with the person that came at 3:30.
Did you go to sleep? In the afternoon?
Yes. Our garage sale ended at noon. I go out and there's like this woman like
in the garage sale.
Alrighty then. Hi.
And then I got a lot of my tools out front. And I have them over on the other side of the yard. And I have little stickers I'm saying not for sale. Everyone, well, have you considered selling that? Sure, $5,000. I'll be happy to sell it for $5,000.
Yep.
No. Chromodynamics says, do you know any brands of half moon wrenches that aren't insanely expensive? Well, let's see. Do you need half moon, or will like that radical S curve kind of shape also work for you? He says the gear wrench stuff is really expensive. Hold on here. That's not what I was looking for. I was going to say Tecton has some. If I can find it, but I don't think they're the half moon per se. I think they are they got angle head wrenches. I could have sworn they had like some large S wrenches. Maybe that was hard. Maybe that's Icon I was thinking about had the large S wrenches. Hold on here. Hand tools, wrenches. I know this is exciting stuff, isn't it, folks? Icon. This is
what they tuned in for.
Oh yeah, I wish I could show. I mean, the new graphics card is supposed to come in sometime tomorrow, and then we'll be able to do this all on the screen, and you can see what I'm mucking through. So yeah, they've got the large S style wrenches, which do a similar job to the crescent style wrenches, but not exactly the same. Anyway, I'll just throw that out there, put a link to it.
Matt. Oh, okay. You're going to start talking again.
Go ahead.
Matt says, hey, I used the whole life drill to install 3 LED. Okay, then you move.
Why aren't you reading off of your side?
Because
that's your plate.
I know.
You don't read off of my plate.
You are so far behind.
I'm going to tear your dinosaurs off.
What?
Yeah.
Violent. Don't pull my dinosaurs off.
I'm pulling them right off your ear thing.
Well,
I'm going to de-dino you.
That's great.
Anyway, Therial says, Harbor Freight rocks. Don't let people get you down about it. You're the reason I started shopping there. Magnetic dial indicator base works great as a camera mount. Yes. Were you the one who sent that to me? That's fabulous. So somebody sent me a photo of this where they took the magnetic base for mounting like a dial indicator, and instead took that off and mounted like a GoPro mount on it. So you can just lock it onto anything. That was a great solution. I love that.
So Matt said at the Den of Tools, hey, I used the whole life drill to install 3 LED light fixtures and 2 ceiling fans the other day. I was living the whole life.
Oh my gosh.
And then he says, at the Den of Tools, the neighbor kid that helps me with yard work laughed at the shine on message on the drill.
Oh.
Yes. I'm so glad that you got it.
Glad you got it. Glad it's going to use, or it's getting some use.
Yep.
So sorry there isn't a more extensive line of tools to go with it, but there you go. Matt says, hi, Jeff and Jesse. Howdy, Matt. And Mike Adams says, have you ever checked out the Chicago Electric 5-inch double cut saw? I bought one today and cut MDF flooring along the wall of my sister's 78 mobile home floor replacement job. I have not used it. In fact, I will be honest, I've not used any of the double cut saws. And I'll be honest, they've been out for a while. Just for other people who don't know, they've been out. Those things have been out for a while. And they seemed like a gimmick to me. And yet a lot of the people I've talked to said that they're fantastic. And I should probably get one, especially considering that we're going to be doing a bunch of that stuff here shortly. What?
I was reading comments. What are we getting?
Oh my gosh. A double cut saw?
Okay.
It's like a little mini circular saw that's got 2 blades that go in opposite directions.
Okay.
Frank says, at Kyle Brown, if you want questions answered by the bear, post it with this at Den Tools. Hence why I read Frank's comment, because it said at Den Tools. Where'd I go? Oh, Fred says, my Harbor Freight is in the. What is this? You made me a PBJ?
She's poisoned you. She's learning young.
What did you do wrong?
Nothing.
Mater's Workshop posted a video for you, Al. Did you hear me? Mater's Workshop. So you're going to have to go check it out. So he's letting us know that you should go check it out because he posted it.
I'm going to go make myself one now.
Uh-huh.
She made me.
Sure, that would be nice. Can you rinse his out?
Weren't you supposed to get me ice and soda?
Yeah, Mom.
No.
You supposed to get him ice and soda?
No, we were sharing the one.
She loves me all the way over there.
Yeah.
Sharing?
Yeah.
What if we shared all the way over here? Like we did last time. You can tell she loves me more because she made me a sandwich. All right.
Ethereal Project said, yes, that was me that sent you that video. Thank you for your kind words.
That was a really great idea. It really was. Fred says, go back. I love simple ideas that make you go, why? Why did I not think of that? And that was one of those. And Fred says, my Harbor Freight is in the dark ages. It doesn't seem to have any of the new Bauer items. Now they have a new Bauer tool group for $2.99, 4 tools, 7 items. I'll have to check because I know they've been doing these Bauer combos from time to time. I need to see if they are the same thing or if they're changing or whatever. Robert says, gotta do a memory upgrade on the Flying Haps computer, looking for a decent price on 64 gigs of 3K or faster. I'm going to tell you that the site that I use, it's called PC Parts Picker.
Part Picker.
Part Picker. And it shops all the different sites for you. Thank you, sweetie.
Hey, Ellie Bell, can you bring a 2-liter when you're done making your sandwich?
It's also great for doing a virtual build of systems because you can go through it like a shopping cart. You can look at reviews, you can look at prices, you can add the items in, and then it will tell you if, like, hey, this kind of memory won't work with that motherboard, or you need a different cooling fan to work with that CPU. Thank you.
Do you want soda with your ice or just ice?
She brought me soda.
I know.
She loves me.
You were looking at it like she brought you an alien.
I could only see because the microphone was in the way. All I could see was the little tip of this. I'm like, what is she handing me? And
even though I just told her to go do that for him, he doesn't know.
I was in the moment.
Obviously.
With our friends and family
Obviously.
here. Mike says, seems like it's good for cutting short distances. Cuts, but it gets a bit hot after 5 to 10 minutes continuous run. It has a 7.5 amp motor. Not surprised with the Chicago Electric brand. It seems like a lot of times they kind of they skimp on the motor a little bit. You got to really watch and make sure you don't overheat them. Eric says, can that half height icon toolbox attach to either side of the main cabinet, or is it one side only? It is either side. You can mount it however you want. That said, it's also sheet metal, so if you got a drill, you can mount it upside down if you want. Fred says, is Harbor Freight still planning on releasing all the new Hercules power tools? Yes, they are. So when you do, and this isn't just for Harbor Freight or just for tools or anything. I've actually worked with several companies, this back over the years, doing manufacturing in China. And not just China, overseas in general. But China is probably the worst for this. You got to have one of your own people there, probably more than one. You got to have a team of people there inspecting stuff, making sure that it's coming off at spec. If you were doing this in the United States and you're doing it with somebody you were outsourcing to, you would do that probably once, and then you do random checkups. Not with China. With China, they have to sit there and watch them, because the second you leave, they're going to be, okay, replace the high-end, metal stock with the cheapest stuff we can find. They will literally do that. So you have to sit there and watch them like a hawk. And because of the whole coronavirus thing, they haven't been able to send people over there.
Yeah.
So that delayed manufacturing for a lot of different, a lot of people coming out with new tools. In fact, new anything. Which oddly enough was actually really beneficial to Vault Company's GoPro, because they just recently moved their manufacturing to Mexico. Paul's Tool Review says, not all the greatest coupons in the Harbor Freight catalog or the app for the month of September. I think we all got spoiled for a while. I'm kind of surprised by that, because it gotten a little dried up over the summer, and we got Labor Day coming up, and I'm expecting this next week to be a huge week for stuff, but it's probably going to be more outdoor power equipment and lawn, because you got people going into fall. So you got to have leaf mulching, wood chippers, rakes, all that kind of stuff, and blowers, and probably a lot less of the traditional shop and hand tool kind of thing. And Barbecue 76 says, real mechanics can't seem to stay out of my tool cart with the inexpensive tools. Perhaps real mechanics should practice what they preach. Well, the other thing is people, I always love this, is I get the guys who say, well, real mechanics would do blah, blah, blah. And I'm always like, I'm guessing you are 3 to 5 years into your trade. And correct me if I'm wrong. And almost never. They're almost always like, because real people, real tradesmen of any type, when you've been doing it 10, 15, 20 years, at that point, you're like Bruce Lee. You're like, throw away all the BS, use what works. And yeah, you go into somebody who's been doing this thing for 15, 20 years, and they're going to have everything else in there. The other thing they learn is that when you buy a lot of the really expensive shining tools, breaking them isn't the issue. It's them growing legs is the issue. And then you're sitting there going, well, now I have to replace this thing again and again and again.
Hey, Jeff Tui says, welcome back.
Jeff.
Hello from Bozeman.
Hey.
I was wondering if we are having a September barbecue. I say we, at your house. Because if we had it at our house, it would be hard.
That was subtle.
He has them every month.
I know, about inviting yourself.
You don't have to invite me. You can just invite him.
She's still having memories of the, what were those eggs? What do they call them? The Scotch eggs.
Oh my gosh, the Scotch eggs were so good. And the salami.
Oh, the salami was really good.
My gosh. We shared some with our really good friends here, and they're like, where can we buy it? I'm like,
I was not a fan of the Scotch eggs.
You didn't even try them.
I know, but I did look at them. I don't like eggs.
He doesn't he's not a fan of hard-boiled eggs or eggs in general. But the Scotch eggs were amazing, and the salami was also amazing. And then your friend, whose name totally escapes me right now, made this amazing grape salad, which sounds weird saying that out loud, but it was so good.
It was crack is what that was.
It was crack.
It was sugary. At first, delicious. I thought it was like a traditional fruit salad or something. That was just sugar.
It was really good. Blind Toolman with the 501 super chat. Jesse for large fly swatting. That's right. Thank you so much, Blind Toolman. 3, 2, 1. Ding, 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 ding.
I thought for a second there, fully thought you were going to go full Lone Ranger on that one.
Nope. Oh, hey, Yankee Cantrell.
Yankee Cantrell.
With a $5 super chat. Long time no speak, Bear family. Been busy working on my new police career. Awesome. I recently bought the Bauer hedge trimmer and the 5.0 battery. Great tool. So did you recently become police officer? Anyways, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. 3, 2, 1. Ding, 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 ding. I can't read things when you do that. Ding,
No, you can't.
Yankee Cantrell, thank you so much. Whoa, it's snowing. Sorry, not outside.
Excuse me.
Although, apparently tonight it might get cold enough.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of the Bauer 5 amp battery, I got that recently. Can you hand me that box down there? The big red box?
It's kind of heavy.
I wonder where our daughter gets it.
I hope all of you guys can see that. Is this the part where I throw it at your head?
Yeah.
Great.
So, just got this in. This is the new Bauer dual power, whatchamacallit, pump.
Are you going to open it or no?
I wasn't planning to right now.
Okay. I just wasn't sure what I was doing with it.
Anyway, so I picked up the 5 amp hour battery also. So we're gonna try that with. I've got 2 55-gallon drums, and I'm going to be trying that pump with the 5 amp hour battery, and then with AC also to see what the performance difference, that sort of thing. And if you're wondering why I need a transfer pump and I have 55-gallon barrels, well, it is harvest season, so there's a book. I posted a link. There's a book in that link you can check out. They'll probably give you a hint of what projects we're going to be working on. And Gary says, well, where'd you go, Gary?
Mm-hmm.
Gary, you're hiding. There he goes. Gary says, good evening, Bears and everyone else. Running a little late today. Just got back from Ely, Minnesota, and back in my truck, heading into the cities.
Yay!
And Groove just says, howdy, liked your Vegas trip until it cut out. Sorry about that, going into the parking garage because the valet was not available.
Yep.
And Mike says, it's an interesting song, but I think I'm asking it to do more of a job than it's intended to. There usually are for smaller job kind of things. Honestly, I don't know enough about the song to really talk about like what its best use case is. I almost always see it being used for breaking down small sheet goods. And Scorpion says, I bought the Doyle Parrot Beak cable cutters today for $21. That's a pretty great deal. I have those. They're pretty decent. I like them a lot. I've got a pair of, I think they're not Kinepics. They're, and they're not channel lock. What's the other? There's an American one. Can't remember the name of it. Kleins. I think I've got a pair of Kleins. But they're an older pair. They're a little beat up, but they work as good, if not better than those. And Paul says, Heidi ho, care package should arrive Monday or Tuesday. Awesome.
Thank you.
The Shaun of the Dead says, is the Win 420T drill press any good for small projects? Well, hold on. I got to look up
4210.
Whatever.
It's just numbers.
Random numbers. So this is the 10-inch drill press. It is very similar to the Harbor Freight drill press. I would say that it's a fine drill press. Just understand what its limitations are going to be. It's got a speed range of 570 to 3,000, which seems pretty good. It looks like it has a decent table on it. My only issue with the Win products is that they have notoriously terrible customer service. But everyone I know who has the tools, almost everyone I know who has the tools, says that they work great. that they've never had a problem with them. I've got a Win sander that is the bench sander. It works flawlessly, and as such, I've never personally had to deal with customer service. But in looking into the company and trying to contact them, I've had some really just kind of weird runaround kind of stuff from them, and trying to speak with them personally, and trying to follow up on like, hey, I talked to several people who said they had issues with customer service. And yeah, it's just weird, honestly, is the only way I can explain the interactions I've had with them.
Ed, the old tech guy with $2 super chat at Daughter of Ra. Needs some dings. Please ding away. Okay, Daughter of Ra, don't hurt him. 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. Thank you, Ed, the old tech guy. Super great to have you here tonight. And I'm sure Daughter of Ra really appreciates the dings. Fred Hill says, $2 super chat says, in Montana, bow hunting is also include black powder. Is that a question? In Montana, is bow hunting also include black powder? I don't know,
to be honest, because we've been rarely here for hunting season. And so I didn't really look into it that much because it would just make me upset.
Fred Hill, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. We will look into that. 3, 2, 1. Bing, ba-da-ding, ba-da-ding, bing, bing, ba-da-ding, ba-da-ding, bing, bing, bing. Thank you. And Groovjet says, Jesse, you're not going to spark up a reefer, are you? Just with you letting your hair down. Looked like you were going to go full chill out hippie style. Yeah, no,
she is
just
a hippie.
hair everywhere.
Who said that?
Groovjet.
Groovjet, she's from Berkeley. She is a full-on hippie.
He might not know what that means because he's,
we all
in
know
the
what that
UK.
means.
Where are you? Are you in England? I'm trying to remember. Not everyone knows about Berkeley.
Everybody knows.
Some people just go there for college.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
To study law.
And people go to Jamaica just for the beach. Anyway.
Some people.
Mike says that guy that has the accidents would not have lasted on some prior jobs. Had to work on an old and very large as an 80K kilowatt tube amplifier. 13 kilovolts at 10 amps main power. Tasty. Fred says, I love my Bauer power tools. I've got a new Bauer string trimmer, but the string stop auto. Oh, it stopped auto advancing. Should I take it back? If it's still within time, yes, take it back. I'll be honest. I've had string trimmers for decades. I've never had one where the auto advance really worked on it. They're all flaky as hell. If you guys have had good experience with yours, I'd love to hear it. But every single string trimmer that I've ever used, just all of them sucked when it came to the auto advance.
Yeah.
Groovjet says, also your boy was a great wingman, so well rounded, although I bet he has
his times like all kids.
Like all kids. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he does.
And Jerry Sato, I know that you didn't do at the Den of Tools. It says first time on this chat since I subscribed. Welcome and thank you so much for subscribing. If you do at the Den of Tools, we'll make sure to see your comment. I just happened to see it and I wanted to say welcome and thank you and just let you know.
It makes it show up as a big orange blurb on our feed.
It doesn't look like anything different on your side, but on our side, it highlights it for us so that we make sure we don't miss it.
What was his name?
It's Jerry Sato. He's right after Groovjet. Jerr. Yep, there we go.
See, that way I can say, it looks like this to us. There you go.
Yeah. And
I hope that was food I just ate. Yep.
That was poison. I just left it out for you. Just
it was either a piece of crust or a spider. Either way.
Protein. So thank you and welcome to the Den of Tools. Super glad you're able to meet me.
Michael says, make an error with that and the room will smell for a few weeks. Michael, there's a series of books that you would get a kick out of. It's called The Laundry Files. And it's a British sci-fi horror. It's like if you combined Silicon Valley with what do you call it? James Bond, and rolled the whole thing in H.P. Lovecraft. That's what it would be. Let's see here. Oh, speaking of stuff. Now, this is for adults only. I binged on a new TV show, and I have to confess.
Oh my gosh, you're about to say this. Okay.
You know what? I forgot what the name of it is. What is it?
Teenage Bounty Hunter?
Yeah, it was like something like I was a teenage bounty hunter or teenage bounty hunters. And it's two girls who were like 17 and teenage bounty hunters.
Absolutely not appropriate if you are under 27.
Yeah, probably
like
not.
It's really not children friendly, even though it's about teenagers, allegedly. Do not let your teenagers watch it. I was like, oh my goodness, this is on television. And
it's awesome.
Not child friendly.
No. Backwards Mechanics says Sunix has the half moon. There we go. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Steve says, did you have any tools for sale? I did, but they were not great tools. They, like, just going through, we have a whole basement full of tools and stuff, and a lot of them. So I pull out any of the things that are decent or worth saving and stuff like that. And then it's just cheap Stanley stuff and no names and
just, items extra stuff you have lying around.
Frank says, I'm lethargic tonight as I made a porterhouse with mushrooms and corn on the cob.
Oh my gosh, that sounds delicious.
Other than, I'll give you the mushrooms.
Yes.
I'll like the rest of it. What is there something on your wrist?
Mm-hmm.
She was pointing to her wrist. I don't get what she means. Oh, I know what she means. She means it's 7 o'clock, which means it's time to adopt a mod where you can adopt your very own mod. We like to share the love around here, and so we like to share the love around here. So our mods are anybody who has the Cobalt Blue wrench behind their name, and most of them are creators in their own rights. And we've been very blessed with the growth of our channel, the community that we have here, all of you joining us each and every Sunday night. So we want you to go out and as a way of saying thank you to all the mods who help keep it family friendly, answer questions before we can get to, remind people to type at to all the stuff that they do, allow us to focus on the chat rather than sitting there and being moderators ourselves. So as a great way for you to say thank you to them for making this chat as easy and fun as it is we ask that you go over and check out their channel. So this is your time where you get to adopt your favorite mod. Go pick one out from the list. Size, shape, weight, color. I don't know. Most of them are housebroken.
Not all. We're not going to guarantee all of them.
Brad's workbench, a little iffy. But go check them out and give one of their videos a like and maybe leave a comment. Who knows? Maybe you subscribe. What's the worst that can happen? Also want to say a big thank you to everyone who supports the channel with the super chats. You guys really helped out last month. We had the video card issue, raising some money to get the new card. I've ordered the new card. It should be in on Monday. And also a huge thank you to everyone who is a member. Ed the Tech Guy, Frank Landgraf, Dr. Falcon, Mater's Workshop, Daughter Ross, Steven, Scorpion Sunday, and others. All of you, you're fantastic. The membership is YouTube's version of Patreon. It's called YouTube Members. Go figure. And anyway, it's built into the system, so you don't have to go over to another thing. There's information about it, or there's a link to it in the video description if you want to find out more about it.
Mr. Doughboy says he pees on the floor. Daughter of Ross says she's a bit iffy on the housebroken part. And Brad's workbench says, I'll definitely pee in your favorite shoes.
Nice.
So I'm just saying, those are some of the options.
If I had to step into a shoe with pee versus cat puke again, yeah, I'll take the pee.
Well, yeah.
Not saying I'm asking for either of them, but if I have to.
Yeah, Bella's right behind you. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Paul St. Marie says, SK wasn't that unreasonable for Half Moon, as I recall. That's a good, you know what they did? I think they were on sale recently. Maybe go check out their steals and deals. Maybe they still are. Luke says Milwaukee M12 ratchet or M12 fuel ratchet. I don't know. The real question is, do you need the fuel? Is it depending on how you use it? As I understand, in most of the cases when you're doing when you're breaking the nut, you're just using your hand anyway, and then you use it to get it off. Do you need to get off that much faster? I don't know. What do you all think? Do you think the fuel variation of an M12 ratchet is worthwhile? And Fred says, my wife likes using 2 monitors with her computer. There was a time where I had 4 monitors. I reduced
He
it
has
down
a
to
problem,
3.
so don't feel like you're weird for only having one.
I reduced it down to 3. Currently, I'm only using 1 monitor. It's a 4K 50-inch TV. So
Just one.
Just one.
Can you imagine
Really
if we had
big
2?
monitor. It's this big. And before this, I was using the 65-inch television.
Well, and it's funny because, friends will come over and they're like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally like the first thing. They're like, huh. And like 99.7% of the time when somebody comes over, it's somebody who knows that we have a YouTube channel. So it makes sense to them. But every once in a while, it'll be somebody that has no idea. And they're like, wow.
But even when it does make sense, they come over. We've got the desk. It's got the 2 microphone booms. It's got all the electronics for controlling the sound. It's got the giant TV right there. We've got the light stands on it. And they walk in, they're like, oh, it really is. Sorry, there's something floating from my face. I feel like a cat.
The drugs are kicking in and he's seeing random things.
But it really does kind of kick in for them right then. Like, oh, it does look like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Let's do a sneak peek here. Can you hand me that black bag?
No.
Why?
I was just being like the
Is
children.
it too far away?
When I say something to them, they're like, well, you said.
I promise I won't grab your tail when you stand up. It's a straight up lie.
Really?
I'm helping.
You're making me make noises. I probably should put our address.
Yeah, that's why I was turning it around.
It's my first day here, obviously.
Asylum says hello. Paul St. Marie says, like every machining channel I know uses the mag base plus Naga arm for cameras. Yes, that's probably how they get their shots. I should have thought about that. Hayden Phillips says, Snap-on is superior. Changed my mind. Dude, you need a how do I say it? How much technology do you think has changed in the past 30 years when it comes to foundry work versus how much technology has changed with come to computer controlled manufacturing? Yeah. So it says, hey, Jeff, you're back. It's great to see you return. Thank you, sir. It's good to be back, man. I felt like I couldn't think when I was in Vegas. It was so hot.
Mr. Doughboy says, LOL, booty squeaker. Yep.
Fred says, where's the booze tonight? Fred, I am glad you asked.
Nope, there is no booze.
We have all the booze.
No. Ow,
it's going to be a party gun tonight.
Pull my own hair.
What did you do?
My hair got caught. Still, yeah.
So Tecton sent us something to take a look at here. Get your little paws to yourself over there.
And the old tech guy says, Makita rocks.
I'm a big Makita fan. You guys don't know. And
it's killing me.
Oh, there it is. So, hold on. I'm trying to open it. Let's see what else.
Groovejet, I know he says he just watched the Netflix trailer for Teenage Bounty Hunters. He goes, LOL, not sure it's my cup of tea, but I'd probably watch it. I'm just saying, again, not with children or teenagers or anyone under 27, really. But it is kind of funny and very inappropriate.
Yeah. Which takes 2 of my favorite categories. Funny and inappropriate. All right. Come on. Where'd you go? Where are you? There you are.
Mm-hmm. Now, yep. See what you did?
I can do it.
See that?
I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. You're not the boss of me.
That's right. I'm definitely not the boss of you.
Fred says, I got new Bauer string trimmer with the string. Oh, we talked about that. Damien says, I was leaning towards the Cobalt XTR. Seems like the most frugal middle of the road option on the tubes. You mentioned Cobalt. Your opinion is they are not worth the price paid? No, not at all. I would not call them frugal. The Cobalt stuff is a good bit. In fact, I did this recently on should DIYers buy pro level tools, and I use them as the middle of the road upper end, the upper end DIYer prosumer tool. They are getting really close to professional costs, and but they're fabulous tools. I've spoken about how much I like the Cobalt stuff many a time, but they're not frugal in the least bit. Frugal is Ryobi, is Hard, is Bauer, the Craftsman stuff honestly came out to be about the same price when I priced out the Craftsman stuff. So they're getting to be fewer and fewer of the frugal lines of tools out there.
I have just very eloquent and articulate. I have to just take a moment and call out Mr. Doughboy.
What do you do now?
It's awesome. He has lost 74 pounds since January.
Wow.
So I want to say that is awesome, especially with everything that's been going on in the world. The fact that you have been able to make such great strides. I am super proud of you, and I just needed to acknowledge it. So carry on.
All right. And Simon says, I think I did the PC parts picker. Then I got all of my parts from Newegg, with the exception of my new video card, which I got from Best Buy. Ethereal says, if you like that, you should check out the Z-Axis Power Feed video. I'll email a link to it. This is on the Ion Redline 06. By the way, I'm logged onto my new channel. Okay, yes. Cool.
Yes.
Yes. And Mike Adams says, the double cut saw does good work, though I believe I'm pushing its limits for its size. But I think the double cut concept would be great for circular saws and table saws to reduce kickbacks. Yeah, I guess it kind of would, wouldn't it? Fred says, I heard in China a big problem is counterfeit items. That's a huge problem, honestly. Look at 14-inch bandsaws and look at how many of them share pretty much the same DNA. And Gary says, after almost a month, awfully good to be back. 23K in the hole, so new toolbox is going to have to wait. Ouch. Yeah, I can understand that. Jeff Toohey says, welcome back from Bozeman, or hello from Bozeman. You read that one already, didn't you?
Sorry. Mike Adams says, by the way, flashing back to your diet, I've cut my fast food eating down to only a couple of Hardee's biscuits this month. I've dropped from $3.29 to $2.92. Awesome.
And Hayden said, Hayden's commenting about Snap-on again. Hayden, do this. Google Snap-on steals route from their reseller. Look at some of the stuff that Snap-on does. I get some videos on like why Snap-on sucks. It's literally an evil company that screws with their employees, that screws with their distributors, and it screws with their end users. So you support them if you like.
Mr. Doughboy bought a chicken to make sandwiches. It doesn't. It only poops on the floor. But I'm bumped.
Ethereal Project says 10mm sockets grow legs the fastest. I've heard that.
Yes, that's absolutely
Michael
true.
says, when I get back from on the financial feet, one of the things I was thinking about was a CNC laser engraver for making circuit boards and laser etching items. I've been wanting to get one of those things for the longest time. And Sam says, I like deviled eggs. Oh,
yes, they're delicious. He doesn't like honey.
Like eggs.
You don't care for eggs, so it's not like you can say like you hate them. You just don't care for eggs. So I think you should just leave it at that.
All right, I have to speed read here because I'm way behind.
He's like so behind.
Mike says the box says no kickbacks, and it doesn't. It will bind up, but it really does not kick at all. That's pretty cool. I like that idea. Yankee Cantrell says, I'm about a couple weeks into the training academy. Also, the 5.0 is the same size as the 3.0. Please make a rapid charger. Rapid charger's coming in November, December. And congrats on the academy, man. That's awesome. Good for you. Eric says, my favorite new tool is the DeWalt job site fan. Just having it sitting here on my coffee table, it's quiet, no cord to trip over. We've got the Bauer. I never thought how much I would appreciate those little fans.
Yeah.
I use it almost every night.
Yep.
Just put on the gentle breeze just right over the bed. It's great. Ethereal Project says, email sent. Give it a watch when you have time. Thank you. Kind words, encouragement means a lot. Making YouTube videos is hard. Yeah, it's a lot harder than people like to believe
Go
that it
lay
is.
down.
They
Stop
think you
leaving
just
and
sit
pop up
down
on
and
me.
videos just pop out. Donna Ross says, and now I'm at my laptop.
Yep, because she was working
Yes.
before.
James Fair says, is the Icon torque wrench really that good quality and accurate? I really wanted the Quinn digital torque wrench, but was told the Icon was much more accurate. Any thoughts on those two? Yes, the Icon is very accurate for the click style torque wrench. It has been shown to be more accurate than the Snap-on and several other ones. It's a great torque wrench. That said, how accurate do you really need it to be? Because the digital torque wrench is more than likely going to be pretty dang close. Those digital meters are actually pretty good. Even the cheap one that Harbor Freight sells, pretty good. Because the reality is, we're not, unless maybe you are, but most of us are working on stuff around the house. We're working on our cars and vehicles, stuff like that. If you're doing high-end machinist kind of stuff, you're working for NASA, you're working on, a land speed record, something like that, where you're going to have extreme pressures and variances, all this kind of stuff. Then yeah, I get the high-end surgical level torque wrench, whatever.
But most of us, we're not working.
Yeah, when you're working on your Chevy or Dodge, something like that, they're really, they're within a margin of error that it's more than reasonable.
Hey, Echo, we're super behind, but
Echo.
I see that you were here, and I also see that your little icon has changed. Super cool.
Ooh, look at that. You updated it.
Very fancy.
Mike says, sorry for the multiple posts to describe my experience with the saw so far. I'm limited on character space and a slow type. Don't worry about it. Mike is totally fine. And let's see here. Fred says, baby needs a video card. LOL. Yeah, down there in Vegas, rolling for video cards. I did not win. I lost $100 at the Gold Coast, and I was done. It was weird. Just weird. Robert says, I can now see a bunch of guys dressed in camo wandering around the woods, tracking down red and nice. Steven says, I got this beer called Stargazer. The inner Trekkie said for me to get it. That's interesting. The Stargazer. I don't know. I'm not a huge beer guy. I like a beer every once in a while. And I'm not real picky about them, to be honest. I think about the fanciest thing I do is like a black and tan, which is Guinness and Harp. The Guinness floats on top of the Harp, so you get the taste of the Guinness, but you don't feel quite as heavy after drinking a whole pint of Guinness. Gary says, hope it's cooling off in Montana. It was 48 this morning, only made it to 72. Winter is coming 2 months from now. Yes, it is. And that was about the same thing here. I think it was in the low 50s this morning, and it was, I think made it up to 69 today. It was chilly. It was nice. Jane says, my DeWalt string trimmer advances beautifully. Awesome. Thank you very much, sir. Fred says, I love the old way. You just tap it, or for me, bang it. Yeah, that's what I'm used to. Fred says, sorry, old string trimmer. Jackal says, will the Bauer 20 volt cordless half-inch impact remove lug nuts and rusty? I think he's talking about the impact wrench. And will it remove them? Yes, maybe. It depends on how bad it is. If we're talking about rust, there's all sorts of varying degrees on it. I was able to take the lug nuts off of my Ram 1500 with it without breaking a sweat with the thing. It's done pretty well. And there's lots of people who've done videos on it, which is why I haven't really done a whole lot about it. But it seems to work just fine. Of course, I also have the Earthquake, which, take the chrome right off of it. Sergeant Joe Smith says there were signs in Harbor Freight today announcing the new Maddox automotive tools. Any ideas? No, I have not seen that. I know they have a new sprayer coming out for the Bauer. There were a couple other new tools that were getting released. I did hear something about new Maddox stuff, but I don't know anything about which ones they are.
Christian Allen's $2 super chat. I'm about to sneeze. That's not what he said. Why is the Ryobi Hybrid Tripod Light limited edition? So let me ring the bell before I forget. 3, 2, 1. Bing, ba-ding, ba-ding, bing, 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 bing. Sorry.
Sorry. I think what they're doing is they're trying to test out the market with it. And I think they're also slightly worried about it cutting into rocket light sales. Well, not necessarily rocket light, but the Milwaukee, because Milwaukee really owns the market when it comes to lighting sales for job sites. But if somebody could do a cheaper option with Ryobi, they'd do it.
Paul St. Marie says, hey, the dental surgeon that did my implants had the cutest little torque wrench I've ever seen in my life. Not my children. I'm ignoring it.
Seriously?
What?
He had a little tiny torque wrench?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Frank says, my neighbor has a 24-volt Cobalt, and I have the Greenworks 60-volt. We both like them. And Misfit says, I got a Win 10-inch bandsaw, like new, used. What do you recommend for a good wood cutting blade? Who did I just buy? Linux makes good stuff. You can't go wrong with them. Is it Grizzly? Who makes the other one?
I don't know. I did see that Jennifer White Wolf is here.
Jennifer!
And she had kind of a frustrating day with her 25-year-old. Did you say a nail? Oh, why is it not on here? Had an ARG day with my 25-year-old Senko Brad nailer today.
Really? Those are supposed to be bulletproof. Timberwolf. That's what I was thinking of. Grizzlies, Timberwolves. But yeah. Linux is what I normally go with.
She says over torque can overstretch the bolts and then they shear later.
Yep.
So a number of people were also saying that they're glad to see you, Jennifer White Wolf, and they are hoping that you are doing better.
Mm-hmm. Richard says, do you know where to get parts for Rigid tools? No, sir, I do not. Call Rigid. They should have a parts department, you would think. Fred says probably Hulu or Netflix. Oh, I forgot to mention that. It is Netflix. Sorry about that. Michael says, we'll look up the laundry files. One back at you. Find a copy of Venus Equilateral, about a communication space station on the Lagrange point orbit of Venus. Ooh, that sounds cool. I'm copying that, and I am going to check that out after the stream. And let's see here. Ed the Tech Guy says 86 likes, 201 watching. Really? Oh, come on. I hate to be the one begging for likes, but YouTube does really, that's how they judge us. And as you know, YouTube is very judgy.
Yep.
So if you have a second, the good news is they're free. If you could hit the like button, it really does help out. If you like what we're seeing, what we're doing. Brad's Workbench. Whoa, did I hear their old tools for sale? Trust me, Brad, nothing you would be interested in. And Frank says, Dentools has a video on most of the pack-out systems. Yes, I did a comprehensive video talking about all the different pack-out system stuff. And Michael says, a series of short stories like defeating an efficiency expert, space pirates, evil lawyers, and annoying Martian tech. Fun stuff.
Cool.
The Die says, not a creator, but still homeless. Nice. And Fred says, yes, I'm a traitor. Your hands to mine. And let's see here. Ethereal says, I have a brisket in the smoker right now. My mom-in-law raises cattle in Oregon. We get fresh homegrown beef every year. Haven't bought beef in the store in 4 years. Oh, you okay? Sneezy McSneezerson?
Yep.
We've been looking for a good supplier for some. We want to buy like a half cow here and load up for the winter.
Yep.
Jackal says, what new video card did you order? We ended up going with, I know I said we're going to get the NVIDIA, was it 2070 Super? I think it's GTX 27 or RTX or something. 2070 Super, but we got the 2060 Super instead. Because in looking at the performance specs, I couldn't justify an additional $100 for the difference in the specs for video editing and whatnot for the stuff we do. Also, I run in a smaller case, and the 2070s is a good bit longer than the 2060. So by going with the 2060, it's going to make it smaller, better airflow in the case, easier to fit in there and stuff. So also it was in stock and easier to get shipped. And let's see here. Gary P. Hey, Gary, how's it going? Says, getting bears finally crawling out of a hole or two and wanted to check in with you guys. Tonight, I need a break, maybe in and out a bit this evening. Well, we're glad to see you.
We are super glad to see you. I am so sorry that I'm so sniffly and sneezy, and
you should be.
I'm not apologizing to you. I'm just apologizing to them.
Fred says, where's the lawsuit on Patreon? I don't know. I have not been following that greatly. I just like, checking in every so often seeing them lose. Richard says, where can you buy your plate? We answered that, or what we had there. Blind Tool Man says, I have 3 31-inch monitors. Michael says, this old HP monitor is trash picked. Some new parts. It's been working for 7 years or so, ahead of the curve.
I love it.
There you go. Robert Adams says, the M12 ratchet is small and fits in the small places. The fuel version is bulky, but can break bolts if you aren't careful. But here's a question. Do you need it to? Can the regular M12 do everything that the standard or the fuel can do? Do you really get a benefit out of that? Ethereal says, I'm using 2 4K 32-inch monitors. I have to turn my head to see edge to edge. It's awesome.
Client Graphics with the 199 says, bless you. With
hey,
the cute
Chris is in the house.
Sneezy emoji. Hey, Chris. And hey, Mrs. Client Graphics. 3, 2, 1. Ding, 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 ding. Thank you. And Shaka, I did see that you said sniffing a lot. That's a sign of COVID, but I'm going to ignore that because I don't have COVID.
Pretty sure breathing is a sign of COVID these days. Ed Theoteca says, make sure to hit the like button. It really helps support the channel, the mods, and the community. Thank you, sir. Brandon says, everyone says the DeWalt DWS 780 is the best miter saw. Not everyone. The previous model DWS 779 is $240 cheaper. 779 is $240 cheaper. It doesn't have the shadow line. Does it really matter, or should I wait for a deal? It doesn't matter. It used to. If you go back and you look at the old parts list, and I just had this out with somebody the other day, because they've been saying this for years, and for a long time it was not true, because the motor configuration for the 780 was much better than it was for the 779. 779 came out after the 780 and was a discount version that they came out with, same chassis with cheaper parts. Yes, it had the same specs, but that's like saying a Nissan 350 has the same specs as a Porsche 911. Yes, it does. No one's going to confuse it for a Porsche. So, fact of the matter is that for a while there was a significant difference, but they downgraded the 780 to use the same parts as the 779. So the 779 came out as their discount tool for Black Friday, and then it got used for other sales, and then it just became their discount option through certain channels. It's a great saw. I've, though, compared the 780 to the Hercules. The Hercules goes on sale for $300. It comes with a 1-year, no questions asked warranty. I don't know why anybody would get the DeWalt when you can get the Hercules for $300 with the drop shadow, has all the same features and stuff, is as good, if not better, than the other saw. And I've got a video up on it. You can go take a look at the two. There's plenty of people, a lot of pros who've switched because of that warranty and because of looking at the saw in person and being like, that's a good saw. And Brandon said, we just talked about that one. Fred says, I've seen Traders for Wall Street. They have like 8 monitors. Now the other day, it's one super wide monitor. The monitor was huge. Yeah, I like the really big wraparound curved ones. Those are pretty cool. And Michael says, Snap-on fan, did someone's reality check bounce? I own exactly one Snap-on item. Or I own exactly one Snap item. It's very nice, but not worth the price I paid for it. That was way too much. And Fred says, I heard the land sharks are bad right now, i.e. Snap-on. What, no flavored booze? No flavored booze tonight. The Snap-on's having some real problems. If you didn't see their earnings report came in, they're way down, and they're trying to push that in on the dealers. And what they do is they push dealer stock to the dealers, and then they count that stock as sold because they sold it to the dealer, and they do that to up their sales numbers. And then they give the dealers a hard time when the dealers try to return it because the dealers can't sell it because the dealers aren't even allowed into most shops these days. Oh, what a pain. The Jackal says, if you like rum, try Appleton Estate Jamaican rum. I've tried Appleton. It was okay. I'm not a huge fan of Bacardi, to be entirely honest. But I was down in Vegas, and I grabbed a bunch of stuff on sale because it's really expensive here in Montana. And it was just a discount purchase. My thought was we were going to make margaritas or something with it. And John White, $5 super chat. I'll do this for the missus. Everyone watch your ears. There we go. In the spirit of the missus. Ethereal says you should watch Big Mouth on Netflix. Hilarious and grossly inappropriate. I will check that out. And Fred says, sounds like the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I knew it was going to jump. I knew it was going to jump on me. Little bugger. Mike Ebb says, by the way, flashing back to your diet, I've cut my fast food down. Oh, we read this one. Congrats again on the weight loss. And Ricky says, what's the most powerful saw with the deepest cutting depth? A bandsaw? That's an unanswerable question because first of all, the best is based on one person's perspective. Most powerful for cutting what? Deepest cutting depth. I don't know. I saw some like kind of chainsaw things they use for cutting through limestone that's freaking massive and they're incredible. But let me know which one what kind of saw. Give me some more specifics on what you're looking for. Robert says, I lost 20 pounds, $10, 43 euros. Oh, you're talking about something else. Eva Finnegan says, what's up? Oh, we're just sitting back, relaxing on a Sunday evening. And let's see here. Mr. Joe Garner says, at Den Tools, I worked for Snap-on for 5 years. Yes, they are a horrible company. Sir, I'm sorry you had to deal with that. Hopefully you are in a better place now. And let's see, where'd we go? There we are. Paul St. Marie says, the dental surgeon who did, we talked about the cutest little torque wrench. I want to see a picture of it. Robert says, if you have to ask how accurate of a torque wrench you should buy, then any of them will do. That's true. If you don't already know the specs you need on your torque wrench, then about anything out there is going to work. Even the $10 click ones will do for most everyone. You know, Robert, I was going to say that. Thank you for chiming in and mentioning that. I feel like I was getting on a bit of a rant, but you're right. That's what I say to people all the time. The guy YouTuber says, is the Warrior heat gun good from Harbor Freight? It's good enough. It's decent. I like the one that's one step up from the base Warrior that's got the flat back on it. I think it's now called the Bauer one because the nice solid flat back with the handle, you can sit it down easier and have it just be stable by itself so you can hold the piece you're working on with two hands. I will say this, Steve over at Explorer Steve's, he has the cheap Warrior one and he loves it. Barbecue 76 says it's 6:25 my time. See, I'm not that far behind. I'm 50. Well, it was from 6:25, dear, or 6:23. She chimed in. That's from a while ago. I'm just reading that. That was the point. Ethereal says I used a Snap-on torque wrench on my flywheel bolts. They loosened up 2 weeks later after I used that impact till the bolts stopped turning. Fred says for rush good old breaker bars. LOL. Oh, when you're in a rush. Ricky Perkins says, I'm looking for a circular saw that can cut 3.5-inch depth. What do you recommend? What's the cutting depth? Is it? I don't think it's 3.5. Isn't it 3.25? Hold on. Oh, who was it? Was it the DeWalt that was getting 3.5-inch? your standard 7-inch, um, 7.5-inch. Whatchamacallit? I'm sorry, dog. What are you doing?
She's lost her mind. Poor thing.
The high-end cordless DeWalt stuff is really good. You're talking about the most powerful one.
Go lay down.
I would say the DeWalt 60-volt flex is probably the most powerful. It'd be between that and the skill. And Steve says, by the way, yesterday was day one of record store day. Oh, record store day. Oh, cool. Mater says, if someone's having a problem with the accuracy of a torque wrench, they would get a hold of a Mona Lisa Vito from my cousin Vinny.
John White with the $5 super chat. I am so sorry. I was outside. 3, 2,
Where are you doing it?
1. I'm doing it better. Ding, ba-da-ding, ba-da-ding, ding, 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 ding. Did you read his comment underneath it?
No.
Really?
Peanut butter for you.
I'm in my own personal hell right now.
Help you with doing it better. Paul St. Mary says, yes, about 3-inch long and calibrated on a dyne CM, which are ridiculously tiny metric units. Steve M says, hello from San Mateo. Oh, I miss San Mateo.
Hey.
I love that bridge, except when there's traffic.
The Tank with the $4.99 super chat. Today, I finally fixed my car and asked a girl out, and she said yes. Safe to say I've had a good day.
Good
How
for
about
you.
I had my washer and dryer installed, so my day is fantastic. Thank you for asking. And I didn't have to do a garage sale today, although people did stop by and look at what we had in front of our house. I was like, sure.
Because we're taking what's left to the dump.
I can sell, sure, whatever you want. It's all yours. Knock yourself out. $4.99 for the Tank. Thank you so much. 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. Our dog has lost her mind. Bing, bing.
I think the bell scares her.
Didiz clarified that Jeff didn't do the verbal dings, so Jesse did it better.
No, I did not do the verbal dings. The bell already dings.
No, but
the verbal dinging is
it
redundant.
Needs the moral support
dings. It's unnecessary.
No. Nope.
Anyway, Gary says that he already liked and checked the like button there. Scorpion Sunday says, I'm trying to get my hands on the Milwaukee Packout in black, not available in the U.S. I've never seen it. Ed the Tech guy says, Steve, make sure to type at Data Tools if you'd like to have them read it. Yes. Okay, we read everything that says at Data Tools on it. Ion says, logged into 2 channels at the same time, 2 likes, 1 person. Is that cheating? Well, you know what Grandpa used to say, if you ain't cheating, you aren't trying hard enough. Nice. And what was the line that we heard the other day? It was in that show. It was like, was it, I'm hungrier for it, I'm meaner than you, and I cheat, something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Fred says, can you believe I was still subscribed to Data Tools, but the bell wasn't clicked on? Weird. Now, has anyone seen half a cow out in the field? Is that like a Swiss steak? Nice. I get it.
Blind Toolman also says that Jesse does bell better. That's right.
He couldn't tell.
He
doesn't know who was doing it.
Blind, not deaf.
Matt says, speaking of miter saws, the building putting up several houses in my neighborhood right now is using a Herc. And there you go. James Fair says the fuel ratchet has a lot beefier head and neck, where the regular M12 ratchet has been known to break at the neck. The regular M12 gets into a lot tighter spaces, though. Ooh, that would suck if it broke. Kind of contrary to the usefulness of it. Thuriel says, I've been playing banjo for 8 months, got the wife a guitar 2 weeks ago, and the 16-month-old plays the pots and pans. I think we have a good start at a bluegrass band. Oh, heck yeah.
Yep.
I just need to get grandma on the 1 string.
I was going to say the washboard.
Oh, on the washboard. That would be a good one, too.
16-month-old can do that, too.
I like some bluegrass. Some bluegrass makes me go, eh. I spent a lot of time in Kentucky. Heard a lot of bluegrass. where was it? Jackal says, good choice on the 2060 Super, should work great. You only need something bigger if you're a gamer or run a gaming channel. That was my thoughts. I really just need it for video editing and general stuff for the channel. So I didn't need something too over the top. Backwoods Mechanic said, I sold my Snap-on a few years back, but kept the 10 millimeter. John White says, I found a used Cobalt 12-inch sliding miter saw for $250. Is that a fair price? Can't wait until you get the new video card. We missed the bear. That seems a little high, but I could be off. Let me see here. Cobalt sliding miter, not miger. Heck, what a miger is.
A miger.
The 10-inch is $250, but the 12-inch is $329. I would just check it for square before buying it. It's not a terrible price. I'd rather get it closer to 200 or even less. It's not a bad saw, although some people, it's not the best rated saw. In fact, of all the miter saws that they have, it's probably the. Oh no, never mind. I take it back. No, that is. Yeah, it is the worst rated of the Cobalt line of miter saws. It's the worst rated one. Let me see what the comments say about it real quick. And it's got that nasty fish hook of it where you got 21 5 stars, 12 4 stars, 10 3, 5 2s, and then 19 1-star reviews.
Yeah.
Gets that kind of where it does that. And one time I see that, that's indicative to me of something that's got a lot of problems. And there's some pretty nasty photos of some of the problems that
to be clear, the plastic handle did not break. The cast aluminum housing did.
Youch. Melted wires. Yeah, I don't know if I would go with this. Looks pretty bad, actually.
Yeah, it says no parts.
Yeah.
What is that?
Which one? This?
That.
This?
Nope.
This.
Yep. What the heck is that?
That is that's the packaging. When he got the packaging, the styrofoam that was inserted was already cracked. That's indicative of somebody having dropped the box, like fallen off of a forklift.
Oh, but it was missing parts. It was missing all kinds of things.
So it was an open box return. They sold as new.
Yep.
Yeah. Paul St. Marie says 24-inch original saw radial arm. Oh, that's nice. I keep getting tempted. I had a DeWalt 9-inch radial arm saw for a while that I was fixing up, and I keep getting tempted to go back into the whole radial arm saw thing, but I don't think that's ever going to happen for me. Fred says, anyone remember the Gateway 2000 computer? Oh, yeah, I remember those with the cows. Now the Dell has stomped them in the ground, and Gateway is gone, bought out by Acer. The new throwaway computer, if it breaks, replace it. There was a while there I thought Gateway was just going to run away with it. Guy YouTuber says, is the Warrior heat gun? We talked about that. Glenn says, good evening. I Snap-on tool that I found. They're nice, but my gear wrench seemed just as nice and much more affordable. Also, hello from Temple, Texas. Hey, Texas. That's what I say about Snap-on all the time, which is, and people always say, well, you just always say Harbor Freight is just as good or better. Try and find that quote somewhere. What you'll hear me say is there are other options that are just as good or better. And we talk about the tool truck alternatives. And speaking of which, I've been sitting here with this one. If you guys haven't heard, Tecton has come out with a new line of, whoa, that was interesting. Guess that was for shipping. Yeah. I wonder if it'll work like that. A new Crowfoot wrenches, and this is their new system for storage. I gotta say, these things are sleek. Try to set it down. Sleek. We're going to be doing a whole video talking about their new manufacturing process, the laser mill process. These are made in the USA, and they've been moving a lot more of their tools to made in the USA. And I had a big conversation with their engineers about how they're doing it. And honestly, it's pretty exciting. Anyway, I said, I'm going to save the rest of that for the video, but that's coming up later this week.
Michael says, have to run. DJ Pug needs to whiz, and I need to get some sleep. Keep it safe, kids. Perhaps on the Monday morning show. Yep, we will see you tomorrow morning.
Be good to see you. And talk about sleep. I feel like I haven't had enough sleep.
Yeah.
Jim says, great to see you, Mac Bear. My monitor is a Samsung 55-inch 3D 240 hertz TV, sometimes too realistic. I know that feeling.
Jennifer White Wolf says, show that crow's foot more. Terry, hey, how are you? $2 super chat says, hi, Bears. What's up? 3,
Terry.
2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. Hey.
Hey, Terry. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Happy Sunday.
You know, for a lot of people, they don't realize what a crow's foot is good for. And it's for, how do you say this? It's for those hard to reach spots where it's the kind of tool that you don't use every day. You probably won't use it every week. But unless you're in a specific job where that crops up a lot, but when you need it, there's like nothing else that will do it. So they're great, get me out of a jam kind of tools.
Mater's Workshop with the $3.83 super chat. I love that it's uneven. Thank you. Thank you for your help on my video. It helped.
Oh, good.
Super awesome. 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. Thank
you. Fred says, does Harbor Freight have a good glue gun? Good. They have glue guns. I don't know. They have 3 of them. They have this little mini glue gun. They've got like a standard home, like crafty kind of glue gun, and they have a professional with different tips kind of glue gun. I don't know if any of them would be rated as a really good one. I would say, how about good enough?
Yeah. How long are you going to need your glue gun?
Ryobi makes a great cordless one. Just going to say that. Jeff didn't do the verbal ding. Oh, please. Ding, 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 ding. There. Everyone happy?
It's okay.
Hell about my dings.
It's okay. It's okay. We know.
That snout is really cold. I'm just going to say.
She just needs extra snuggles.
Over here. Come on. Oh, come here. Come here. Come here.
She's
there.
like, Dad,
Daddy's got you. It's
Dad,
okay.
It's just terrible.
I won't let the mean girl beat on you anymore.
She went outside.
You've got terrible case of dog breath.
Yep.
Oh, that's horrible dog breath.
Nope, not interested. Yeah.
Dora says hi. Oh, sorry. You were saying?
She went out to go to the bathroom, and there was a doe out there with her 2 babies, and she was like, "Mom, can I go after it?" I'm like, "No, you cannot." She's like, "But they want to play." I'm like, "No, she's probably going to kick you in the face, so no."
Did you take my rum?
No. It's over there.
No, it's right here. I found where you hid it.
Right where he put it.
Oh, so somebody left the door open the other night and somebody wandered out to go for a walk around the block. She's not the one who wandered out for a walk around the block. She's the one who left the door open.
Yep.
So, and the dog never does this. She never, we locked her outside one time, came back half an hour later because we left, locked her out, didn't realize it. And she was sitting at the front door going, "Oh my gosh, you're back. Thank God."
She's like, "I was on the outside and I want to be on the inside. And the outside is not the inside.
There's no couch I can sleep on. I can't get in your bed from out here. It was terrible."
Honey.
She's such a princess. You have no idea. What? Anyway, so I went looking for the dog. Pitch black. I'm in a dark alley. I see movement. I come around the corner. 10-point buck.
Not the dog.
Not the dog. I'm like, "Oh, there, buddy. No, you're good. I'll back
You
up.
go whichever way you want to go."
Yeah,
Did you see my dog?
You keep me. The dog was like 50 yards further down the alley.
She's probably like, "That's my dad in the truck."
Luckily, the buck took off going that way, so we go past. I'm like, and I told the kids, like, "Hey, because the kids have been really bad about leaving the door open too. I'm like, you can't do this." And they're like, "Well, she'll just chase the buck." Yeah, what happens if she catches it? Because that's a big animal with big pointy horns.
And big feet.
I don't want to catch a buck like that unarmed. So, yeah. It wasn't like whitetail. It was a muley. So, it was a good size. Not an elk or anything.
Hey! Sorry. Kyle Brown, welcome! Ding, 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 ding. Thank you for joining.
Thanks for
and
the
becoming
heads
a
up
member.
on that.
You're welcome.
Did you do the 3, 2, 1?
No. Hey, honey, I did a whole bunch of bings for Kyle.
Welcome to the club, Kyle. Glad to have you.
Hopefully you still want to be a member after all the dings.
What?
It's okay.
Oh my gosh.
I got excited. Welcome.
She's excitable like that. It's one of the reasons I love her. Dora says, hi from Paul, Sanbria, and myself, all the way from Fresno, California. Fresno.
It's probably very warm there.
I love Fresno. I played poker in Fresno a couple times downtown. Blind Toolman says, Jesse does the bell better. Whatever. You don't know.
That's right. That's right.
You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Tool Hack says, my Costco no longer sells regular motor oil and only sells synthetic. Is synthetic to run okay for my 98 Toyota?
A bunch of people already answered that question.
I'm going to... Well, I haven't read their answers, but here's what I'm going to say. I think you should probably run synthetic in all things. People are going to tell me that I'm wrong, and there's all sorts of reasons why. I love synthetic oil. I know it's more expensive, but especially if you're running older vehicles and stuff like that. Jackal says, be thankful, Mr. Bear. Mrs. Bear uses a bell and not an air horn. Oh, my gosh.
Right. Can you imagine using an air horn? That would be terrible.
Spectre Air says, do you think Craftsman will be as respected as they used to be when they start manufacturing USA tools at their new Texas plant? They only if they make the tools really well. They stand behind the warranty, and they're actually made in the USA and not made in the USA from global materials. AKA, you all are stupid enough to believe that we're actually building this here and not really building 80% of the tool overseas and then just finishing it here. Not towards you. I'm not calling you stupid enough, or in particular, I'm saying that that's the way that I feel like Stanley Black & Decker markets towards the U.S. market. It's a sore spot for me.
Fred Hill, I'm sorry. He says, much better. I took my hearing aids out.
Oh, good call.
Sorry.
Blind Toolman says, the Deliverance that has bluegrass, or is it just you want to scream in the woods? That's a good movie, you got to admit. Search Fade to Bluegrass. I've seen that or heard that.
29 Madman God says, hey, fella and lady, where are you folks now? Back in Nevada or still up in Montana? We are in Montana.
In the Montana. It is too hot to be in Vegas. And Theo Project says, check out a band called The Dead South. I just watched them, actually, a video from them. It was good stuff. I liked it. Fred says, Kentucky, the land with no teeth. Oh, come on now. Last time I was in Kentucky, I couldn't believe still the number of dry counties. That much is true. I could tell some stories here, but since it's the family channel, I won't tell. But if you want to come by the Bears Den tomorrow, I will tell my Kentucky stories and about dry counties and whatnot. Michael says, have to run. Oh, you read that one. Guy YouTuber says, are Central Pneumatic air tools good from Harbor Freight? I'm going to just, as a rule of thumb, no. Most of the cheaper air tools and the air connectors and the pressure valves are not great. The newer stuff they have is actually pretty decent. There's also the new, it starts with a Z. I can't remember the new air connectors. Those are decent. But like I can't remember the other, they came out with 2 new brands for air tools, and I've heard great things about those. But like I got the Air Impact and the Air Die Grander, and I've tried it like probably half a dozen of the air tools and from the cheap Central Pneumatic ones, and was underwhelmed with them all. Fred says, I think Gateway did a lot of bad business moves. In the 90s, they were the big guy in the block. Next thing you know, Acer bought them out, and Acer is garbage. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. They tried really hard to move into the living room before the market was really ready for that. And they also, they did the whole retail storefront thing. I don't think that worked out for them as well. I think they should have stuck to mail order focus only.
Sorry, baby.
Ow.
Whatever. You shouldn't have put your leg there. Kyle says, "That's a den of tools. Guess I've joined or something here." LOL.
Gray Mouser says, what are the best air tools for rebuilding and maintaining? Oh, well, you'd have to ask Fjord that, wouldn't you? Is that how you pronounce it? Fjord and the Gray Mouser. What are the best air tools for rebuilding and maintaining? I don't know. I'm not huge into air tools. I'll be entirely honest. I'm kind of boring when it comes to this. I'd probably say Ingersoll Rand, but I'm sure a lot of people have better information here. I know the new ones from Capri are getting rave reviews, so you might check them out. I know Princess Jamie, she loves those. But if any of you have an experience, you got a better answer to that question than I've got, which is pretty much most of you. Go ahead and chime in and let them know. Robert M says, usually when I need a crow's foot, I need a flare nut crow's foot, and a flare nut one will usually do what a regular one would do, so that's what I buy. Good point. And Fred says, a glue gun that will last for hobby and DIY. Yeah, Harbor Freight's got one that'll do that. Ethereal says, crow's foot tools are great for aircraft hydraulics and jet engine work. I swear the engineers design stuff to make it harder to work on. That's the way I feel about like the oil filter on my Ram. I can't get to it myself. My elbow's too wide trying to get up into it's practically impossible to get to. It's honestly ridiculous. Elf says, I went to Home Depot and finally upgraded to the rigid 10-ounce cordless cock gun, upgraded for my aerobie, and it rocks. Very smooth and fine motor controls. Oh, cool. Glad you like it. The Jackal LL pouring that rum like a boss.
That's my husband.
Elf says the rigid was only basically $80. Cheers to that. Might as well have some of that rum, huh? Reported.
Fred Hill saying, much better took his hearing aids out. Fred Hill also says, deer steaks.
Yeah, I'm probably not going elk hunting at all this year. They're too much up in the backcountry, and with me hurting my knee.
That would be our children coming home.
Good grief.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi. No.
Water. Nope.
Water. If you're hot and thirsty, you drink water. And then, but I probably will do some deer hunting. I could hunt deer in my backyard. Literally, we had 10 deer, bucks, does, some yearlings, all just across the street.
Yep.
Within 20 yards of the house on Saturday. Saturday is yesterday.
Yep.
Nelson G says, "Hola, oso." Hello, bear.
Hello. Ethereal says, when I want my neighbors to go away, I just play my banjo outside. Seriously, place turns into a ghost town. And Fred says, Bear, can you believe the fires in the Bay Area? Unreal. It's burning from north of Santa Rosa to east Fairfield to south of San Jose. I think it's over 330,000 acres. California's burning. Let's be honest, Fred. Every summer, California burns.
Yeah, but not this bad.
It was worse last year.
I don't know if it was worse.
Oh, what about when Healdsburg burned to the ground?
I know. We have bad fires. Did you not listen to your sister? Did you not listen to your sister?
I did.
We'll talk later.
Ruh-roh, Raggy. What happened?
I'll talk to him later.
All right. Anyways, Joseph asked, what do you think of the Greco Magnum X7 sprayer? I've never used it, so I can't really comment on it.
I'll be honest, when I read that, I thought of a stroller.
Greco
I was like, what happened? Barbecue 76 with a $5.76 super chat. I've said many times, if you ever want to think a mechanic, punch an engineer. Really hard. I can't believe some of the crap I've seen designed. And I'm not going to ring this Barbecue 76 because I love you and your wife, who will be very sad if I ring it. So, not ringing it. But thank you so much for the super chat. My husband's lost his mind.
Lost it. Misfit asks, what's a good cutting blade for the Win 10-inch bandsaw? Again, Lennox is the ones I usually go with. Although the Timberwolf make excellent blades, but I find that they're usually more expensive too. So the Lennox, get it on sale, usually more than good enough. Guy YouTuber is Pittsburgh Tools good from Harbor Freight? Well, there some of them are, some of them aren't. There's some pretty decent. Like the Pittsburgh Pro Breaker Bar is a fabulous breaker bar for, was it $10-15 when it's on sale? But there's some really cruddy Pittsburgh screwdrivers. I wouldn't buy those. You can't say that about any brand. You can't go to any brand and go, is this brand entirely good or entirely bad? Doing so is a monolithic way of thinking that's just going to get you into trouble. Gary says, I'm sorry, I almost forgot. Gary says, wait till you need to replace your headlight on your Dodge Ram. Is it a pain? I've never had to replace
that. I thought we did, and it was kind of special.
No, it was, well, wait.
I thought we had to do it once.
No, I don't remember which one it was on. I know we've done on most of our cars, but I don't know if we've done it on the Ram. Anyway, it's 8:05, which means it's time to adopt a mod where you can adopt your very own mod. It's a way of saying thank you to all the moderators here who help keep the channel family friendly, keep us on point, remind us when we're getting behind, tell the wife that she looks pretty even when her hair is a hot mess, and other things. My hair is always perfect, as you may notice.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Not out of place
gorgeous
at all.
Silken locks.
Yep.
Anyway.
That's where all the money goes, to his shampoo and conditioner.
Hair and blow dry.
Yeah.
Don't forget the blow dry. Anyway, a great way of saying thank you to all the people who volunteer to help keep the channel that way, allow us to focus on being cheesy and answering your questions at the same time, is to adopt your very own mod. That's anybody with the cobalt blue wrench behind their name. And go and check them out. Pick your favorite mod.
Adopt them all.
You can choose more than one. If you're feeling greedy and needy, feel free to choose more than one. Be careful. Some of them do bite. You've been warned. But anyway, go over to the channel, check them out, give them some love, help spread the love for the community. We have a great group of people here, and we just want to help each and everybody out who's out there creating good content. You never know when you're going to find something awesome. Hopefully something you like. Also, big shout out, big thank you to everyone who's helped support the channel with the super chats. You guys are fantastic. Always helping us do more and great things. And over the years, it's been amazing the kind of support you all have. And speaking of support, can't say enough about the people who are members. That's the people with the little bear behind their name. The color of the bear denotes how long they've been a member. Anyway, and if you're interested, it's like Patreon, but it's built into YouTube. There's a link down into the details. I'm not going to go into it, but they support us each and every month, and we really appreciate all the love.
Just like Kyle Brown, who joins today.
Like Kyle, our newest cub, or I'm sorry, what level was he? I don't know. Our newest member. That's all that really matters. And let's get back to the questions. What Fred says, Bear, it's like Toyota changed the oil in the Tacoma. You have to drop the skid plate.
Ouch.
Same with her Jeep Renegade, which is why people are like, you don't change the oil in your Renegade? No, I don't want to crawl under that thing and take that entire skid plate off. No, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't have a lift or to get underneath it, and I don't have a pit to walk down into. So no, I'm going to let somebody else have that fun. Dara Project says the Pittsburgh electrician screwdriver set is awesome. The ratcheting wrenches have been great to me. They're decent. They're not terrible, really. The ratcheting wrenches. It's funny because I seem to remember that they were not fantastic. And I actually ran across, when I was going through storage, I ran across them. I looked at them next to some of the Cobalt ones that I have. And I really like the Cobalt ones. I'm like, you know what? They're not that much different. They're definitely less expensive. So anyway, Steve says, adopt us all indeed.
Yep.
It puts the links to his channel, which is a good idea, guys. If you want to check you out, make sure you put a link down to your channel.
And just a reminder, I know that I say this almost every week, but YouTube does unsubscribe you from channels sometimes, and there's no real rhyme or reason. So if you have a mod that you adopted a while ago and you're like, hey, I don't see any videos from them, chances are if you go to their channel, they are still producing content. For whatever reason, YouTube may have unsubscribed you or unclicked the bell or whatever. So just go ahead and double check that you have all of the bells selected and subscribed and all that goodness so that you don't miss out on anything. Somebody else mentioned, and I don't know who it was, asked, when do we stream? We live stream every Sunday for the Den of Tools from 6 to 9 Mountain Time. Right? Is that the time
Yes.
zone we're in?
Yes.
So that's every Sunday. And then we have a secondary channel called The Bear's Den. And we do that Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 10:30 Eastern.
Yes.
Time zones are not my friend. So 9:30 to 10:30
Basically
Eastern.
from an hour after the market opens.
Yes. And that's more of like a morning show. It is not necessarily child friendly. So we might say inappropriate things. The Den of Tools is always family friendly. So I think I covered everything.
You did. And I'm just gonna say I'm gonna throw this up here. Also, speaking of, because somebody said check out Brad's channel. Brad did a video recently about 12, like I think it was like cheapest 12-volt ratcheting wrench that he found on YouTube. Good video. Go check it out.
Echo says stock market is going nuts. It really is.
Yes, it really is. Yep. Fred says it sounds like the fires didn't get into the grapes in Napa. Have you heard the PG&E power lines are knocking into each other and sparking and starting wildfires?
They had a terrible, was it a transformer explosion?
Oh my gosh.
It was something, but people died. It was awful. An entire town was wiped out.
Yeah.
PG&E is in so much hot water. I can't even understand why they're still a company.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The Ethereal says 221 watching, only 164 likes. No likes, no peace. Oh my gosh. But that's it. Can we get it over 200? That'd be awesome. We only need, I feel like I'm running a Jerry Lewis telethon.
34.
We only need 34 more likes to save a child. That one back there.
Yep,
One of them. Otherwise. Speaking of which, I actually said to my wife that I'm thinking about getting a pellet grill.
He did. Yep.
I feel like I've lost my senses. All you people constantly peppering me about this. You got to get a pellet grill. You got to get a pellet grill. Mater's Workshop says, try changing the front oil seal on a Mazda RX-7 rotary engine. You have to pull the engine, tear it down. It's installed from the inside of the front cover.
That sounds terrible.
I try to avoid rotary engines at all cost.
Oh my gosh.
Jackal says skid plates, just another way to try to force you to get an overpriced dealer oil change.
Sorry, I have to read this before I
go on.
Ethereal Project says at the Den of Tools is super family friendly. My 16-month-old girl loves the bear. She's going to know more about tools in a few years than most men. LOL. And that's super, that's one of the things that we really do like. We talk about having a community. Daughter of Ra and Steven have a super adorable son, Ricky, and he has been with us for years. And we are a family. This is our Sunday night. We aren't able to all do dinner together, but I love hearing that your daughter is watching with you. And it really is a family.
I got to meet one of our viewers when I was in Vegas, and both of his daughters and his son all took a picture with me. They were very excited, and his wife was even like, "Oh my gosh, it's the bear! He's really here."
Yep.
So weird.
Yep.
It was cute because they didn't want to take a picture together. They wanted their own picture.
Right. Well, of course, because they wanted their own special picture. Barbecue 76 with a $2 super chat. Say it with me. Pellet pooper.
No,
I know. With the not ringing. Don't ring it. Nope. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Oh, where was I? Elf says, sorry about the screen name. LOL. There were some electrical towers in Cali that qualify as historic landmarks.
Yeah. Yep.
Jackal says, correction, Jeffy Lewis. Nice. Gary Pope says, only use Milwaukee Impacts at the shop now. Still use Snap-on cordless ratchets. Hate the paddle triggers on the Milwaukee ones. The Cornwall dealer has made a ton of money off of us. People, that's one thing. People always say, you get what you pay for. I'm like, well, then why does everyone in all these garage bays switching to Milwaukee Impacts that are half the cost of the Snap-ons?
I feel like there's a cat in my eyeball. Sorry, guys and gals. Ladies, gentlemen.
An eyeball on those cats again?
Yeah.
Fred says, YouTube isn't hot water. Anyone that's not liberal, etc., it burns my back end. As long as you're not bad words, etc., then you should be able to stay on. We're waiting for the pellets. There is an issue. There's this thing happen. If you know what happened in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and I don't want to get into the politics of it, but this is a legal issue affecting social media. And that is that a journalist sent out a tweet that said that, I can't remember how you pronounce the guy's last name, Kyle Rittenhouse or whatever, that basically said he did nothing wrong. And she was suspended from Twitter for making that statement. And when you start suspending journalists over statements like that, and people, then there was the shooting in whatchamacallit, in Portland, and lots of people have been saying, well, that guy got what he deserved, all this, because Twitter is far left leaning, and they've not suspended or done anything to anybody posting that. And unfortunately, apparently some lawyers are finally taking notice, and they're pointing out the fact that yes, social media does have this protection, that as long as you make a good faith effort to follow within these guidelines of being a platform, that you will have this protection. But guess what? If you become a publisher, you don't have that protection. And if you're not acting in good faith and you're acting as a publisher instead, which is by removing content that you don't agree with and only pushing content that supports your point of view, that turns you into a publisher. So there's a good chance there may be some legal fallout from that. And hopefully that will change a lot of things here, if something like that comes down. Paul says, rotary engine, huh? Nothing like the World War I aviation engines where the crankshaft was stationary and the crankcase spun along with the propeller. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize that. I'll be honest.
Sorry.
I've not really looked into those kind of engines. Until Man says, you will love a pellet grill. Still have my gas and charcoal grill to give you flexible options.
There's something really pokey in this headband.
So you put it on your head? Seems like an excellent choice.
Well, I poked myself when I put it on my head.
Therial says, she will come sit on my lap, point at the screen, and say, bear.
Oh,
That's
I
adorable.
love it.
Jane says, give that little girl some soda.
Elle,
No.
shut the door.
It's 8:00 at night, and she's got school in the morning.
I know you guys all want to check out the amazingness of their closet.
Yeah.
So that's why we keep the door closed.
Steven says, Ella, that look she gave you saying, don't ring it.
Mm-hmm.
And Steven says, Jesse, just keep the hair down. Yes. Why did? Oh.
I did space buns. I know you love them. He hates them with a passion. What is wrong with you? Elle,
Everything.
can you be charging your computer, please? The one for school? I love how she thinks I mean like the gaming computer.
Luke says M12 ratchet versus the M12 fuel ratchet. Okay. And Fred says, waiting for Walmart pellet grills to go on sale. I don't know which way to go, a combo LP pellet or a wood pellet only. California individuals are going after PG&E. It's sad. I think I'd like something like a combo one. Spectre Air says, how are the quality on the channel lock screwdrivers? They're pretty good. They're not fantastic, but I think they're pretty good. I like a lot of the channel lock stuff. I will say this though, if you've ever seen how big their catalog is, they kind of went a little crazy with the branding, throwing their name on all sorts of stuff. Mr. Sabrine, what electrical tool brands do you use? I saw your video on Milwaukee and DeWalt sucks.
Slow down, Eleanor.
I don't do a ton of electrical work. Okay, I've done a lot of low voltage stuff, wire stripping, what cable runs, fiber optic, Ethernet, that kind of stuff. As far as like I've run junction boxes. What's here? I've got some Klein hand tools. I've got channel lock hand tools. I don't have really any specific dedicated electrical power tools. That's more of a Milwaukee kind of thing. Maybe some of the Klein stuff you see, but I don't have any of that.
Justin Gregory, hey, he says, I'm so late. I hope you're on in the morning. Love you guys. I was actually wondering about you. I was wondering if you and Haley were off doing some fun family stuff. We were just talking about people who watch with their children. So I'm glad you're here. And yes, we will be on tomorrow morning. I also have not seen Jamie tonight. I know that she has been off doing Princess Jamie has been off doing a bunch of stuff for work and also had family time. And there's somebody else. I haven't seen Jay. So hope everyone's having family time.
Yeah. I want to go back to what I was talking about to Mr. Sprain. He said he saw my video on Milwaukee and DeWalt sucks. Those videos were tongue in cheek. I did raise some realistic points in them, but the reality was it was to point out and make fun of people who are brand loyalists, people who are fanboys, and who just assume like the people who say like I'm team red or I'm team yellow. It's not a sport. This is your job. No, and professionals don't just pick one color and go, well, that's my team and I'm going with it. That's not the way you do good business. Especially, and you got to understand, when you have to buy your own tools, you are a small business in and of yourself. So be smart, use the right tool for the job. It's not that hard to have multiple chargers. Trust me, I have about a dozen chargers in my shop at any given time. There are ways to make it work. And Fred says, I think you're thinking of the gay reporter from Portland. He's trying to get the truth out about the story. He's the reporter, the mob, okay, combo it is. So that's NGO or something. I can't remember his full name, Nagao or something like that. He was talking about it, but there was a guy who was a Trump supporter who was murdered shot last night in Portland. And then there was a woman who was commenting on what happened in Kenosha, Wisconsin, where the kid who shot 3 protesters as they tried to murder him. And so she was commenting on that, and that's why Twitter banned her. And let's see here. Fred says, oh, we just read that. Steven says, the timing of reading the hair comments. Jessica Gregory says, I'm so late. Well, we read that one. Therio says, computer for school, man, I'm getting old. I remember when we could go to computer lab once a week, play Oregon Trail on green screens. Yep.
You have died of dysentery. I remember that. My kids just look at me weird. They're like, what is that?
The Blind Tool Man says, Cassandra Fairbanks. Is she the one who got banned? Could be. I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into the politics. I'm just saying that there could be ramifications for social media, which would be good for all of us creators.
Terry with the $5 super chat. And that's why I use DeWalt. 10 years and nothing broke. Only one battery bad out of 12. 3, 2, 1. I know you guys see me trying to talk in my ear right now. 3, 2, 1. Ding, 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 ding. Thank you.
Brad's Workbench chimed in. He says he uses Fluke meters. Hand tools look nice, but they're expensive. The meters are expensive. Currently, I've got one of the Harbor Freight Ames meters, and it's honestly fantastic.
Jane's Fair really wants to give Eleanor soda. You'd have to take her.
I'll send her and the labradog. Have fun with that.
Yep. Look, she knows her name. Hi, are you the labradog?
Yeah.
Okay.
Spectre Air says, have you had any experience with the Wrestling? I keep saying it was wrestling. Wrestling machine aluminum. Why is the dog licking my arm?
She wants to get on your lap, honey.
She wants to get in your lap.
Come on.
Get in my lap.
No.
Okay, there you go.
Come on.
Get it. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Told you.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
Oh
that
my
love.
Gosh.
Wet slobbery love. Come here, princess. Come here.
I do not
come
care
here.
for
I
the
got
dog
you.
slop. No,
Yeah.
thank you. Nope.
Yeah, that's
Nope.
right.
Go look at
Princess
that.
Janie has them, and she says they're fantastic.
Oh my
I've not
gosh.
used them, but I've talked to several people who have them. They really love them.
Oh my gosh, there's so much dog slobber.
Where was he? Backwards Mechanics says Andy, no. There you go. And we're at 184 likes. Come on, guys.
So close. So close.
So close. If we get to 200, I'll make the missus do a shot.
No, you won't. Lost your mind.
How about this? If we get to 188, I'll do a shot. Oh my gosh, look, we got to 188.
Welcome to my husband. Fred Hill, yes. He says,
So
isn't
smooth.
that the meth dog? Yes, it is.
Yes. As we like to say, some people have a black lab, some have a chocolate lab. Some have a white lab. We have a meth lab.
Yep.
She's been busted twice by the DEA so far.
For her insanity.
Yep.
No, I'm not a fan of the dog slobber.
Right.
Jack
I'll be right
will-
back.
No, I was okay. I was gonna get up. Oh, she wants to go with you.
Oh,
So
you can tell them how I tried to kill myself on the Franklin job claim or work claim. Right?
oh yeah. So he forgot that the work clamp bench has legs that go out like this. So he was working on something and he totally tripped on the leg. And like many of you are going to understand this. If you had just fallen, like if you start to fall and you just fall, you would be fine. But you do some like crazy, like ninja, you're catching yourself and you're totally not going to fall. And then you like totally bang your leg and you sprain a muscle and you have a huge bruise and a gash. And yeah. So his leg is kind of really hurting right now. And one of these years, he's going to learn to just fall. Probably not. He's 51. He's probably not going to learn
You're not going in there.
anytime soon. But that's what happened. So, yes, I see you. You're going to rip my dinosaurs off? Do you just want me to take the dinosaurs off?
No, it's fine. I'm just teasing you.
Yeah. Good night, Terry. Says good night, all. Be safe. Stay cool.
Yeah, so I've been walking with a cane for the past 3 days. Oh my gosh. In the leg I hit, totally fine. Scraped it up pretty bad. But my left knee,
The one that like caught
the
him.
one that caught was my right.
No, you like.
Oh, I caught
compensate-
myself
yes,
on
you
that one. I did.
compensated.
All my weight went on that, and I twisted. I was half on, half off the sidewalk. Oh.
So it's like some crazy ninja ballet move that like.
If I just fallen,
Yes.
taking my bruises, totally fine.
Would have been good for the channel video.
Oh, if that it would have been on security camera.
Mhm.
Why didn't I go? Oh.
Yep.
I bet it's not on there anymore.
Kyle
Damn.
says Den of Tools. I have the the same hairstyle as the bear. Look, same in the morning as well as went to bed. LOL.
That would have been a 1 million view video watching me bust my ass like that.
I don't think the ninja moves is quite gonna.
Oh, it was pretty funny. Like a dance. We could set it to music.
Yep.
Because I tripped, did like a hop, hit the sidewalk, torqued my knee,
And I was.
went the other way,
Yeah.
and I stumbled for like 15 feet before I caught myself and was like, okay, I'm good. And then my brain's like,
You're
you
not.
think
good.
you are, but you're not.
Just wait for the endorphins to wear off.
Yeah. About 30 seconds, you're gonna be hating life.
Yep. And I wasn't home for some reason.
You weren't, and I did realize that. I'm like, as soon as this adrenaline wears off, I'm dead. And I came inside super quick, sat down, and everything went, ow.
Alfredo Leandro. I know that you didn't do at the Den of Tools. It says some love from Compton, California. Thank you.
Oh, Compton. I've been to Compton a few times. Fred says, today in Texas, did you read that? 100 degrees heat with a heat index of 109.
Oh
and humidity of
I didn't
89.
read that because
The
it's
humidity when I was in
terrible.
Vegas actually had gotten up pretty high. It was miserable. It was averaging around 117 every day there. Oh, I don't know what the heat index was. Probably dead. You're dead. That's what it was.
We're dead.
You're dead. or it could have been you're done. Little pop up thing from the turkey things. Ding. You're done. Dwayne says 200 bottoms up. Oh, there we go.
But it's
Oh,
not.
it says
It's
199.
199. Hasn't happened yet. Justin says,
Maybe-
I hate dancing with the sidewalk. Ouch.
Oh, she's a cruel mistress.
It's that whole gravity business.
Yeah. Wile E. Coyote, he never got away with it either. Barbecue 76 says, my sources have told me a certain number of likes, you are going to do a thing. They have informed me that's not for tonight's stream. Stay tuned. Your sources lie. Oh, 202.
You might be needed outside.
What happened? All right, I'll be back. Friends need some help. Oh,
I think they're gone.
I'll go check.
Sorry. Oh, Ethereal Project says in Graham, Washington, sunny and 76. Sorry. So Terry, let me go up. Jackal GB says 55 years old. I wake up every day with one or both of the itis twins, arthritis, tendonitis. I use a cane frequently until the ibuprofen kicks in. Yep. Nailbender says thoughts on Bosch tools. I noticed they didn't come up. They don't come up in your bids. Thoughts on Bosch tools. I thought that he did a Bosch. I will ask him. And I read Justin's, I hate dancing with the sidewalk. Ethereal Project says today, I just read that one. Blind Toolman says, I wear sandals year round. One morning decided to put on shoes as I leaned on my bad knee to get shoe on opposite foot. Boom, bad knee went out. Back to sandals. Back to sandals only. Blind Toolman, you wear sandals year round? Do you wear like closed-toed sandals? I only ask because my mom, who's also blind, she also has diabetes. And one of the big things with sandals is if you hurt your feet and neuropathy and things like that. So that's super bad. You missed everyone talking about their issues. Ow, that's my body. Jennifer White Wolf says 288 watching. Why not equal number of thumbs up? I don't know. 220. Now there's 220 watching and 204. Justin says we love the hair tonight. Thank you. Haley, do you do this with your hair sometimes? I find that when my hair is misbehaving, sometimes it stays up better like this. Mater's Workshop. Yes.
It looks cuter than it has in the past.
That's because I'm cuter than I have in the past.
That's true. Entirely.
As I get older, I get cuter, right, honey?
It's not fair.
Just smile and nod. I love you. Barbecue 76 at the Den of Tools. Nervous sources because desert is a big place and it doesn't need any more holes. And the old tech guy at the Den of Tools. Bosch tools are awesome. I have not reviewed any yet, but I have used them and they're awesome. At Client Graphics just showed how Bosch impact drivers are. Somebody asked, scroll up a little bit. Up from Kyle. Yeah, Nailbender said, thoughts on Bosch tools. I noticed they don't come up in your I think he means in your videos. But I thought that you had done a Bosch video.
No, we don't cover Bosch very often. I do talk about Bosch when we do deals of the week.
Okay.
So I cover them in the sales and such. One of the reasons we haven't covered Bosch is that Bosch, much like Hilti and others in the past, and honestly Makita for the most part, focused mostly on corporate large account sales. They were not interested in retail sales, and they they sold fleet sales, support services. They're big business kind of stuff. And only in the past couple of years has Bosch really come around and started approaching the consumer market. Now, a lot of people talk about the consumer market like, well, pros buy their tools at Home Depot and stuff like that. Well, just because you get paid to do something, that does technically make you a pro. I get paid to do YouTube, so I guess I'm a professional YouTuber, but I'm not PewDiePie.
Right.
PewDiePie and I shop in different places. Okay. In fact, he has people who shop for him. So do large companies that do large amounts of construction, stuff like that. So they buy in bulk, and they usually lease because that's the way it looks better on their books. And they want service contracts that go with that. And Bosch is one of these companies. They're one of the biggest companies in the world. And they do that. They deal with them because, well, it's easier. It's a lot of money. And they want the service contracts. In fact, they didn't really care how much they made on the tools. They wanted the service contracts on the back end because that's where they really make their money. And that's the main reason why we hadn't covered them, because they really weren't appealing to the consumer, DIY, prosumer, or even the pro market as we address it here on the channel, which is technically really the very lowest tier of pro markets. And I don't mean that to be insulting, but when you compare what most of us think of as a pro compared to what some of these giant construction companies buy every year, it's not even close. So
Montana Handlebar is here. He
Hey!
says, evening all. Hey.
Long time no see. How you doing, my man?
Fred Hill says, I know a great Red Angus ranch, and they will package and ship a quarter, half, or a whole. What I've heard, the Red Angus are the best. Cool.
I've
We
never
will have to
heard
check
of Red
them out.
Angus.
Ed the Old Tech Guy, my only issue with Bosch Tools is they does not have enough tools for their battery system. Yep. Justin says, Haley sure does. So cute. See, we could be twins. I feel like I'm like these are my ossicones. Like I'm channeling a
Short-necked giraffe.
I can have a long neck.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No.
A short-necked giraffe. Mater's Workshop says, I'm glad Mrs. DeBear didn't put googly eyes on her hair.
Oh my
That'll be
gosh.
next week. Handlebar says Harbor Freight now has linkable shop lights. Well,
Yes,
that's kinda
I
cool.
did a video on that. I'm very excited about those. And Spectre Air asked, Tecton versus Icon Mechanics tools. Well, it depends on which ones you're talking about. I'll be honest, I really, and a lot of people I've talked to who have them really like the Icon ratcheting wrenches. They're fabulous. But the sockets they're okay. They're not terrible. And the ratchets are good, but there's nothing special about them as far as I'm concerned. The Pittsburgh Pro are as good enough as far as my needs. I like the Tecton stuff better when it comes to that. The new Tecton Impacts I'm really excited about. They're both laser etched and stamped, so you get clear visibility on them on both methods. I just showed the crow's foot wrenches. These things, the finish level on these things is fantastic. Let me get up a little closer here.
Very pretty.
And the storage system they have there, as I drop it all over the
very
place.
loud.
Very loud. Very nice. Takes up a lot less space in a tool drawer compared to your standard crow's foot kind of storage that we normally see.
Alan Lull, if I mispronounced your name, I apologize. Says, good evening, Mr. and Mrs. DeBear. Bought the Rigid Combo Gen 5X brushless drill and impact driver for $99 from Direct Tools.
Oh, wow.
Pre-owned and couldn't be happier. Lots of power. Looks almost brand new. That's really cool.
Those are great tools.
Yes. You should go brush your hair and I could give you space buns.
Before you do that, will you turn the fan on low?
Which fan?
The one right there. That's next to you. That's a fan.
I almost stopped pooping me with my nose.
Yeah, she's super boop mode. Jeremy, okay, and I am really going to mess up your last name. Is it Hey Bauer? Hey Bor?
Is that low?
Yeah. It's one. There's 1, 2, 3.
Yes. No, go all the way this way. Oh,
No, that was it.
that was it.
Turn it off. That's too loud.
Jeremy says, have you done any reviews of CNC routers?
No, but I should. I got one of the first X-Carve units from Inventables. I've since sold it, and I've done a lot with, and so I built that. I've done a lot with 3D printers. I'm a real fan of the whole DIY, what do you call them? The XYZ machinery kind of stuff. Laser cutters, 3D printers, CNC routers, that kind of stuff. So I should. I know people have asked me before to do an overview on them. I've spoken at Makers Fair twice, and anyway.
Justin says you need ice cream cones on top because it looks like chocolate ice cream. I just have to say that you're my favorite because we didn't talk about the fact that it looks like I have swirl ice cream because I have so much gray. I love you. That's great that you just said chocolate and not salt and pepper craziness. Fred Hill says at the Den of Tools, rats. They only ship as far north as Wyoming and South Dakota. Probably any further, and they're concerned about getting it where they're in time and still frozen.
Who are we talking about?
We're talking about the people that send the quarter half.
Oh, the meat. Well,
I'm assuming.
we're probably going to end up buying it from someplace local. Montana has a ton of beef suppliers, local beef suppliers.
It's getting time with processors.
Yeah.
So you should start fostering that.
I just need a new bandsaw.
Nice.
Jennifer says HTC welder. Oh, someone was asking about welder. HTC welder is middle price, better than Harbor Freight.
Fred Hill says a 3D printers. What are they down to? I'm assuming you mean price wise.
Oh, they're about as cheap as you can get. Depends on what you want. Features. You can get them for $100. I'm a big fan of the Delta style machines. But also, if you're going to get one, try to get one that's fully enclosed. You probably want to spend about $500 to get a really decent turnkey, ready to use appliance style one. If anything less expensive than that, and you're really going to have to get into the hobby of building 3D printers, because there's going to be a lot of troubleshooting involved.
James Smith says, at the Den of Tools, Mrs. the Bear, you remind me of the Musketeers back in the 50s and 60s. MICKUI
MOUSE.
I'm definitely not wearing a.
Who's the leader
I can't remember.
of our band? It's Mickey Mouse.
Okay.
You fail.
I do. I was not around.
You're out of the club.
I am.
Jennifer Wave says, we talked about that one. James says, hey Bear, this is Chunko, first time watching. Hey James, Chunko, whichever you like. Welcome to the Den of Tools. Carson's Tool Channel. Howdy, man. How are you doing? Haven't seen you in a while.
Yes.
Fred says a 3D printer. What are they? Oh, we talked about that. What brands of 3D printers? Well, that's a good question.
I'll be back in 2 seconds.
I wish I could say I've kept up on which brands are the most reliable right now, and I haven't. There's the Creality, the Ender and the Ender Pro, Creality, the CR10s and such. I've had one, but I don't think mine was an actual Creality. I think it was based on their setup. They're decent printers. They really are. I don't like that they're not fully enclosed, because for heat control quality, a fully enclosed printer is much better. But your basic CR10, see, that's going to run you $379. Let me put a link to this. I honestly would probably be on the lookout for a used 3D printer. Like, let me go to Craigslist here. Probably not gonna have much luck around here. 3D printer. There's a lot of people who get into the hobby and then they get bored with it. Here's a Flash Forge. This is one of the smaller ones, but this is nice for $175. See, if you're looking for something that's like more of like an appliance, not that you can go to Pocatello, Idaho, but if you search on Craigslist, you can find a lot of times reasonably priced used printers like this that are real. You don't have to know so much about the ins and outs of how to like program stepper motors or know G code or any other stuff or mess with the heat plate or the nozzles. You just put them in, you print, and they work. If Michael was on here, I'm sure he could tell you. He does a ton of 3D printing.
Like,
Ethereal says, I got an artillery Sidewinder X1, same build volume as the CR10, but you get quieter stepper drivers and it's direct drive. Ooh, direct drive. That sounds interesting. Oh my gosh. I totally forgot. The missus just reminded me.
Well, and Steven reminded me, so I can't really take any credit for it.
Pick it up. It's time for giveaway. We're giving away, if you hadn't seen it, the next. Did you show them what it looks like?
No.
You can't keep it, dear.
I kind of want to keep it. That's why it's very exciting. It looks just like this.
Come on. So this is the drill driver I did the video on that's made by Aki, which is the guys who make USB chargers and stuff like that. Interesting to see them spreading their wings a bit. It's really nice. I don't know if I would buy one at $40, considering that.
I totally would.
But maybe. A lot of people are like, well, I can get my M12. Well, an M12 drill with battery is going to run you close to $100. So what?
What's that?
You don't know. Anyway, so send an email to, I'm gonna put it up right now. Hold on. Email Mrs. DeBear at denofTools.com. Mrs. DeBear at Den of Tools. Send an email to her with the subject line that states, I want that drill. And we're going to give it away at 9:00.
Thank you, daughter of Ra. So,
and got to hold on, Joe. Can't pick the number yet. We got to figure out how many people there are.
Oh yes. So between now and I would say like the next 10 minutes to make sure you really make sure you get in there.
Send an email saying I want that drill with your screen name underneath it in the message or the message body.
And I will not pick the number, and neither will you. One of the little people.
Sergeant Joe Smith will do it.
Oh, okay.
And he will pick the number, and then we will give it away. And sometime within the next 6 years, she will ship it out to you.
My true friends have already emailed me.
Speaking of true friends, my good buddy Rum's going to have a chat with me.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully you don't have chats again later. 569-4556.
Fred Hill says, that's me, turnkey. I'll be honest. It's one of the reasons why I sold off all my other stuff and I kept one very basic. It doesn't do the best print quality, but it's a totally enclosed printer. It controls the heat and it does it just fine. And it works every time. It almost never fails on me. So, and it's not one I would recommend to anybody else because I had to hack the motherboard to get it to work. Fred Hill says, pick a number. Yep. Everyone choose a number. It's a little
Barbecue 76.
It's right outside the door when you're coming in. You have the little pick a number thing. Eric says, the inside of those Tecton tool chest drawers is like the inside of a Stanley Vidmar drawer with the metal dividers. Use them in the military. Yeah, the Stanley Vidmar. What's the one starts with an L? There's several companies that do that same thing. I've been playing around with that thing because my buddy's redoing his shop. He's got a pretty small shop, He's trying to figure it out. If he just has an MG in there, he's got tons of space. But like his wife has a Sequoia and the radiator blew, and he had to pull it in there in the shop to work on the radiator. And he's like, I don't know how I'm gonna fit this thing in here if I have the Sequoia in there. So
8675309.
although that said, if anybody knows a good deal on a Sequoia, I've decided that we're gonna sell the missus's Jeep, and I'm getting her a Toyota Sequoia, a used one, like an end of run Gen 1.
I like how I know this at the same time that you guys know this.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Lista, thank you. There we go. Fred wants to know if you won. Not yet, Fred.
Not yet.
But just being here is winning.
Right. And I would also like to say, we do talk about all the amazing things that the mods do and how you guys make our community awesome. I literally did forget about the giveaway tonight because
we could give away the soap. Want to give away the soap?
I don't think anyone.
How about the $40 bottle of sunscreen?
Yeah.
Will you hand it to me real quick?
Mm-hmm.
So I paid $40 for this at Mandalay Bay because we were going out in the sun that will kill you, and we didn't have any sunscreen. So basic Panama Jack SPF 50 sports spray. Remember, you get what you pay for. I love when people say that. This clearly must be the best sunscreen in the entire world because it was $40. And, they would never charge you more than something's worth.
So it is 8:50. You have technically 10 more minutes.
10 more seconds.
But I would say make sure you get in there.
Remember, vote now, vote often.
That's right.
Did you see that meme? One said, I see dead people. What are they doing? They're voting by mail.
Nice. Juan says, give away the Bacardi.
No.
Yeah. If you knew how much alcohol was in the state, no one's giving any of it away.
I will say this, though. If you're interested in one of the pins, they're going quickly.
Yeah, they are.
I was surprised.
We have these really cool pins.
They're in the online store at denatools.com. If you go click on shop in the upper right-hand corner, they're just a little acrylic pins.
That's the word I couldn't think of. Acrylic. Yeah. But there is a limited quantity. I think we have 20 total. And
20
I
total.
think we have sold
and
6 or 7.
Yeah, and I don't think we'll be ordering them again. It was just for some fun, for some people to get some stuff that nobody else can get.
Yep. Oh, Daughter Ross says, talk to a guy trapped in Butte, Montana. He had to get him a tow. Oh, Butte has town, it is. It's really beautiful. It has really great history. It has some awesome thrift store antique things.
Yeah.
And then the food place. The pasties.
Pasties.
Yeah.
Gotta go get yourself a pasty.
Yeah, that's really good.
They're good. And a lot of good RV stores there too.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. Our children are goofballs.
Oh, speaking of Aki, that's too funny. It was we had to buy a new webcam for the little girl and ended up getting her an Aki webcam.
Yeah, everyone has to be online so that the teachers can see them.
For some reason, the webcam in her laptop won't work with the software that they have to use.
Fred Hill says, gotta go. I'll be back. Gotta get my meds. Hey, make sure that you send me an email before you go get your meds, honey.
All right. While we're talking, I'm going to open this thing up. I'm excited to take a look at this. I like Aki stuff.
Yeah.
Between them and whoever the other one. Who's the other one that's in the same kind of league as Aki? There's only 2 of them, really. Anchor. And they both start with an A, of course.
Barbecue 76 says, if I have no problem peeing someplace in the backyard, does that count as being housebroken? Yes, you're not peeing in the house. Yeah.
My goal is to have a house where I can walk out on the deck, pee off the back deck, and not have to worry about anyone calling the cops on me.
Yep.
Means I either have to be out in the middle of nowhere or up really high.
Or have neighbors that don't care.
Or have bad eyesight and forget to wear their glasses all the time.
I cannot stop snifflings. Groovejet says, Cornish pasties. Oh. Ground Zero says, hey, Bear. How are you and Miss? How are you? Miss you lots. And Mom says hi. And to my friend Diesel. Hey,
Who's this?
Ground Zero.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Matt says, generally I prefer Anchor, but I use both.
I would say that I think the Anchor USB cords are probably about a smidge. That's a technical term, smidge. It's a measure of a nuclei times the radius of a neutron. And so I would say that they're a smidge better, but Aki does a lot more cool stuff, like exciting kind of things that are like, wow, that's really cool and actually useful, not just completely gadgety.
I guess you and Ground Zero last talked together on New Year's for 2020.
Oh, wow.
Remember when we were live streaming all that? So, well, welcome back. Super glad to have you.
So here is the Aki webcam. I'll do some video with it at some point. It's interesting. I like this, that it pivots like this.
That is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not only does it up and down, it has this full pivot
so
range.
Perhaps that'll be ours and the little one can have the other one.
We'll see. And it's got a tripod mount and does the same kind of clamping thing like the Logitech. I will say this, the plastic feels a lot lighter and more brittle than the Logitech. So we'll have to see what the picture's like. Anyway, we'll get back to you on that.
Yeah. It's 8:55, so you guys technically still have 5 minutes.
Let's see here. Ed says, did you get my emails? Last time my emails were being rejected. Not sure if they all came back. I don't know. What were the emails about? Sorry.
When did you send them?
No, I don't care about.
No.
I need to know what they were about because that's the way I sort stuff in my mental Rolodex.
Oh my gosh, are you going to say the thing that they say in that show?
Well, they use a different thing. So I did do what they do in that show. So my mental file cabinet, it goes by subject matter, not by date. Well, it goes by subject matter and then by date. You always come up with the weirdest way to sort things. Like, well, what color was it? Who cares what color it was?
Honey.
Yes.
Everybody has their own way to do things.
They
and
do.
like we tell people,
they do.
There's
yours are wrong. And just to be honest, there are not a single fly in this room. So if she hits me, it's violence.
Just keep focusing on the screen. And
I'm going to pinch you so hard. I love you.
That was a love tap. Don't worry, I'll wait till the camera's back. Witnesses, whatever.
The Louisville Slugger. Wow. Just need a little
big
little
flies.
adjustment. I totally forgot what I was looking up now.
You were looking up something.
Yeah. Oh, emails. I was looking up
Yes,
emails.
you were looking at emails. And I'm gonna try to stay on top of the comments.
We got power feed videos. And no.
You're looking for Ed the Old Tech Guy.
Somebody sent me a thing asking me if I wanted to get a free review item or demo copy of their Roomba knockoff. I'm like, why would a tool channel want a Roomba knockoff?
So Ed the Old Tech Guy said my emails were on the last giveaway. They were all with my number choice for your 1000 celebration live stream. That was
he's talking about you. I mean, I'm off the hook.
Oh.
Tools, most people are into that, and this is a family channel.
Yep.
I don't know what he's talking about, but he's probably right.
Yep.
Jennifer, I use Anchor on my boat. I wish I had a boat again. I miss having a boat.
Oh no, we're not going down the boat road again. We're just not.
Some of us were born to have boats.
Not me. Two more. I'm pretty sure that I did get emails from you from the last giveaway. Oh my gosh, my eyeball.
And Steve says my Logitech webcam swivels like that. No clamp though. I use a mini C clamp to clamp it down to the table. That's smart. And Gregory says, hello, everyone. Dwayne says, I like Anchor too. Anchor beer. And Pamela says, at Denatools. By the way, Pamela, if you put at the Denatools, it actually will pop up orange. That one didn't pop, but I happened to see it. And it says, I'm in Texas. It's 104 degrees, 56% humidity. Cloudy with a chance of meatballs. No, I added that part. Hopefully y'all staying cool. Just stick a fork in me. I'm done.
Ground Zero said, I got my motorcycle lift from Harbor Farts. I love it. It's worth the price. I have to say, I know you mean Harbor Freight, but I kind of like it the other way, personally.
I had a buddy over. He's helping us install the washer and dryer today. And besides the fact that he started the washing machine without the...
no, he had it in there right and then did some
did it
fiddling.
pop out?
No, he took it out because he was adjusting
I
things.
know. It was just funny because
yes,
something has to go wrong in every project, or it is not a project.
So basically, the hose that takes care of all the water that
the
drains,
drainage hose wasn't in the drain hole, and
so it was
popped
everywhere.
out. It was just
really funny.
But the she somehow came across the earthquake 12-volt ratchet, and I pull it out, give it a rev, and the entire kitchen smelled like Harbor Freight.
Yes. That's not what
I felt like I was at home.
It's 9 o'clock.
Is it 9 o'clock? It's 9 o'clock. Time to rock. Hold on. Jackal says, what drill did I enter my email for?
10, 12.
Yes. It was there was two of them with a screen that we talked. I did one that was the all white one with the LCD screen on the back. Not that one. It was the little cheap one.
21.
Yeah. 21.
Which, you know what? Okay, now I think it's hilarious because last time, I swear, I think every single time it was 38. And I think that's why Joe Smith said 38. Yep. So
Joe
21.
Smith, Sergeant Smith.
Pick a number.
Front and center, pick a number between
1 and 21.
No, between 0 and 29.
What?
Otherwise, it would be between and including. You don't know math.
I'm going to bite your face.
You don't know math.
I'm going to bite your face. So,
math called.
Daughter of Ra.
He said he's never met you.
Joe Smith, pick a number. And yes, I have been doing laundry all day. It's super exciting.
She's been very excited.
Paul, you can't pick the number, honey.
Ed says, not sure why. I got a message back saying not delivered. Please let me know if you got mine for today.
Okay.
Jeez, that's so weird. Jesse can do laundry at home. Carson says, when are you going to get the Makita coffee maker? I know I have to get that. I do. I need to find I don't want to pay full price for it, though. I have a problem. It's her problem. She made me like this. I didn't used to be like this.
Did Joe run away?
Joe
17. Winner, chicken dinner. Okay.
Joe picked 17.
Okay.
Joe will be providing the chicken dinner. We provide the drill.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Juan Tascan, who commented on something else. So if you can, I will respond to you. And then you just respond back with your
Does he say what his
address.
screen name is?
Yes, that is his. He's made some other comments. Can we not open the door, please? One of these.
Going to the bathroom.
I know. And then when he flushes, it'd be great if we didn't open the door immediately. I'm sure everyone loves the flushing noise. I know I do.
Someone's all biting.
Maybe it's a mom thing.
Barbecue 76. The winning number is 2.4, less than the percentage of pie.
So
I like pie.
Juan, I am sending you a message and you're going to write back with your address.
Brian comments that one of the Cubs got loose.
Yes, they did. Ed says the flushing noise makes me feel right at home. That's great. We are a family. We have friends that are waiting, and we have children.
Kids get to bed. Got school in the morning. Check us out on the Bears Den. Just search for Jeff and Jesse in the morning.
Yes,
it's the easiest way to find us. Anyway, hope to see you there. If not, we'll see you next week. Don't forget to stop by later in the week. We got deals of the week on Monday. We got the Crowfoot wrench review coming up here shortly. Also, lots of other great things. Hope to see you soon. Until next time, you always take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.
And congratulations, Juan.
And Kyle Rittenhouse did nothing wrong.
We're about to be demoted.